was not in response to me learning about. It was in response to me learning about a consensual affair. I just wanted to be left alone.
This whole situation is disgusting from top to bottom. And I don't like this guy either. He is also a piece of work. The fact that he has his future wife here going to bat for him, despite the fact that he cheated on her in such a horrible way, where he was whispering to this other girl sweet nothings about how he thinks of her when he's with her instead, and how he wants to break up with this girl and all these other disgusting things to her. This is a ride or die. And just to be clear, like, the other girl is proposing false accusations, which makes her the bigger problem, but both of them are pieces of dog shit. And this woman, God bless her f***ing heart, because if it was my wife, it would be Hannibal Lecter messy. All right, let's get this going. I have no idea who these people are, but when somebody sent this to me, it just seemed very interesting. It's a different controversy. You know, we've been talking about the same stuff a little lately, so this is something different. It's new. I'm actually looking forward to it. I don't know exactly who these people are. Dan Greene is the center of this. He seems to be like a media guy. He does like media reviews, like Lost and other things. Some TikTok stuff. Seems like a nice little fun time. Naomi King, looking at her content, seems to be someone who really wants to be a music person, but maybe isn't that good. I don't know. Anyway, she talked about she got a cease and desist from him. His response is a minute, and this video apparently is a nightmare. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm curious. Let's just see what we got here, man. Let's go.
Hi guys. 2 years ago, YouTuber Daniel Greene threatened to wipe me off of social media.
We intend to present these in actions against you and our efforts to remove you from your platforms. If this behavior occurs again, action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms. All right, well, what action was she apparently taking?
So if I disappear, you'll know who did it. If this behavior occurs again, action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms.
What behavior?
We will take action to remove your site and prevent you from further posting. Let's talk about why.
Okay.
In June of 2023, I made a video and posted it here on YouTube. It was titled A Conversation About Manipulation, Consent, and Assault.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, Lord. Is that video still up?
It was a general video on...
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we gotta watch this then, I think, right?
Hey guys, it is 8 in the morning and I touched up my roots yesterday, so I got splotches of dye in my face, but that's fine. I was just ruminating in the shower. And I just wanted to have a little talk, a discussion. I was just going to do this on Instagram, but I want to hear from, like, more people, so I figured I would...
I mean, you would get more views on Instagram, but that's fine that you want to do it on this.
Make an actual video, and ask YouTube as well. I genuinely feel like manipulation and intent and all that should
Yeah, I don't think you can manipulate somebody unintentionally, but maybe I'm wrong.
be included in the conversation of assault.
It should be or should...
I genuinely feel like manipulation and intent and all that should be included in the conversation of assault.
Isn't it already?
For example, about 2 months ago, I had a friend turn out to not be a friend because he did shit I didn't want, he coerced me, all that.
What does that mean, coercion? To you? Like, I know coercion is effectively some kind of a threat to get you to do something for them, but what does that mean? I need, yeah, okay.
He basically went home and then was like, "You bring out the worst of me," and then blocked me and hasn't spoken to me since.
Okay.
And on one hand, there was a part of me that was like, well, that was assault, but there was another part of me that was like, you didn't fucking fight back, so, you know.
Well, what happened exactly?
And I was basically this man's therapist for 3 fucking years. And as I slowly unraveled his story and figured it out and kind of figured out why he does what he does.
What does he do? She just keeps saying things. Like, she's talking. She's like presupposing that everything she's saying is true. Tell us, what is this situation? What is she talking? Just rambling.
You know, it was all like a revelation to him, and now he's in therapy, blah, blah, blah. I recently got in contact with somebody he assaulted 7 years ago. And as she and I have been talking, it has become blatantly clear that none of what I figured out was a revelation. This man has been doing the same things, he has been using the same excuses, he's been manipulating and lying and coercing for almost a decade.
What things? I am always so incredibly skeptical of people who talk about stuff like this and so vaguely. What is, like, are you afraid that we'll know the context? I don't understand.
So at that point, it's like, okay, you know, looking into laws and stuff like that. Every law is explicitly like, if you did something and then you regret it after, it's not assault.
What?
But they don't take into account how good so many predators are at lying and setting up the situations. I found this conversation with him that I had actually taken a photo of.
Dude, I'm not trying to be... Okay, I'm sorry. You know, I don't want to be insensitive. I really don't want to be insensitive. All right, well, I'm going to continue.
Basically, when I got back from Vegas, which is where he did it, we
What did
were
he
still
do?
friends, but my mind was like, yeah, no, that was fucked up. You need to start, you know, capturing the proof, because this man never said anything unless he was on, like, video chat or in person. But reading that conversation that I'd photographed, it was so clear that he
Can we
knew
see
exactly what to say. Nothing he said was incriminating. Everything was like a... Anyway, basically, the point is, if I had been the only person, I would have been like, okay, that was fucked up. You piece of shit, go to therapy. But it's, you know, discovering that it was all premeditated and it was all planned.
What is she
and
talking
for
about?
3 years, it was just like manipulating and building up to this. And he's been doing it for 7 years. It's kind of like, at that point, 100%, it is assault. And then you look at other, you
What is assault? Oh my god.
know, this happens quite a lot, where I'm just going to use men and women as an example. You can swap the genders and not all men, but I'm just going to, you know, for example. You know, there's a lot of men, not all, that will date and say things that basically make the person they're dating feel as though, okay, they are looking for long term. This is something that they're going for. Eventually they reach a point where they're like, okay, yep, I will sleep with this person. That person, woman in this situation, she is consenting to an intimate experience with someone that she has trusted and is getting to know and
Right, she got fuckboyed. I get it. That's called fuckboy behavior. Okay.
wants to be with her in the long term and has essentially made her feel that way emotionally. And then a lot of the times they'll fuck and then the guy will be like, all right, peace. That's assault.
All right, she's fucking... All right. Oh, God almost tested me on that slur. That's... So... okay. Sorry. This woman is lying from the start. This woman is lying from the start. I'm so sorry. I don't care. I already don't agree with her. If you think that lying to somebody is assault, you're wrong. It's wrong to lie to somebody. It's wrong to engage in fuckboy behavior, right? As a guy, you shouldn't like hang out with girls and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm open to a relationship," and then sleep with them and move on. That's wrong. That's shitty behavior. It's fuckboy behavior. But it's not assault. If it was assault to lie to somebody, it would be assault if you were like a trans person and then slept with somebody and didn't tell them that you were trans. I think that that's wrong. It's not assault. I'm bringing it to a more exaggerated circumstance, right? It would be assault if a married person slept with somebody and didn't tell them that they were married. We know that these things aren't true. So right off the bat, 4 minutes into her 1 year ago video, she's 100% wrong. If anybody watched this video, then they would know that she's a weird, lying psychopath. And that's just like the reality. That's just the reality.
You know? And then, you know, if the woman is like, well, okay, fuck. Now I feel completely used. I feel completely violated. Especially when it comes to the things of, you know, you thought you were going to have some kind of sex and then he did something that you didn't fucking want. But then the police are like, but you
What does that mean?
consented to it. No.
Okay, it sounds like she's like, oh, you did something for a guy that you didn't necessarily want to do, but you did do it consensually. Like, for instance, if you're hanging out with a guy and you don't like, you know, fingering butts, and he's like, hey, can you finger my butt? And you're like, all right, I'll finger your butt. That's still consensual, okay? So, okay.
Now you're just regretting it afterwards. What do you think? Obviously, this would just open a can of worms for a whole bunch of other problems and, you know, false reports and shit. But I genuinely believe that, like, intent and manipulation needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent. Especially, you know, when you look into laws, it's like, okay, what counts as sexual assault? Non-consensual penetration. If you look into the laws in Nevada, in Vegas, it is only assault if there was penetration. Otherwise, you have to file under, grossness and lewd behavior, but that's basically if you whipped out your dick in public. Like, so you have to either be flat out assaulted, and then there's no other middle ground.
What?
I'm fine.
This woman got fuckboyed possibly by this guy Dan Greene, and now she's pretending that she was violently assaulted. Oh god, this is exhausting already.
As fucked up as it was, and it did make my PTSD go through the roof.
Good. I'm happy, because you're just a liar. You're a weird liar. You're just a weird lying person. I don't like this video.
And that's another thing. Obviously, anyone watching this that's kind of been through some fucked up emotional manipulation. And that leaves you with PTSD as well.
Are you fake crying right now? Bro, come on. I don't know if I can make it through this. I don't know if I can make it through this. Just started fake crying. Okay.
You know, it's not just the physical assault that fucks people up.
You weren't assaulted.
It's the emotional assault.
You weren't assaulted.
And like so many people,
you weren't assaulted.
Consent to things that they didn't actually want. They just...
I don't care. I don't care if you consent to things you don't actually want. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not a 5-year-old. I'm not like a child. I'm not an idiot 13-year-old on the internet. Consent doesn't mean that you like enjoy it. Consent just means that you're like, yeah, I'll do it. All right, like if you're a little baby, you're like, oh, that's wrong. Like you should be like, yes, I am agreeing to do this. But like that's how it works. And sometimes that's how it works in like marriage too. Like, oh, one person may not want to have sex, and you still do it. You still consent, and you end up enjoying it, of course. But like that's just how it is. I don't care. Like I'm not a kid on the internet who pretends that like, oh, if you didn't want it, it was wrong. You're an adult. I don't want to go to fucking work, but you do it. It's still consensual. Like that's how the world works. You know, maybe you don't want to hug your smelly grandma, but you do it. You consented to it. You know it's important because you love your grandma, but it's.
Just did it for the person that they were interested in, and they were like, this might go somewhere.
Okay, sorry.
And what then if that person was actually a predator, chances are they did shit that you didn't really want, left you feeling kind of skeezy. You're like, maybe this could be okay if they like apologize, and then they're like, all right, peace, and you're like, oh.
I wouldn't doubt that like you guys had sex, and then he's like, all right, this bitch is fucking crazy, I'm out. Because she's insane.
Okay. Feel like I was assaulted, but I can't call it that.
Because you're wrong. You got fuckboyed.
People are fucked up.
This is so sad for
anyway,
you,
what are your thoughts on this?
You want to know what my honest thoughts are? This entire video has been like some kind of like a pseudo thirst trap. And a lot of you guys will probably be like, PapaGut, it's weird that you think that. You look on her Instagram, it's full of like very, provocative images and stuff. Very clearly, she's looking for that type of attention. And like, listen, I'm a fucking gooner to the 10th degree. I know when somebody's trying to like come off as sexual and sexy to people. I know what she's doing here and the way that she's presenting it. She's obviously lying. She was never assaulted. She's crying performatively. I think that this is all an attention grab. And if you don't understand it or see that, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I probably wouldn't be able to convince you of it. But to constantly put your fucking arms up in the air and it's just the constantly tussling your hair back and forth. I don't know. With everything else I've seen, I could just fucking tell. I could just tell. That doesn't dismiss anything that she's saying. What dismisses what she's saying is that she's a lying fuck. But
matter. So that's the conversation I want to have. I think that manipulation and long-term, even short-term lying to get what you want needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent, because some people consent to things and then
that's not the same thing. You can have a conversation about consent and making sure that you have 100% informed consent. That's fine, but we're talking about sexual assault. You could say like, hey, I interacted with a guy and he like lied to me and that was like really shitty, it hurt my feelings. That would have been a great conversation, but you're turning this into you're making this into pretend.
Find out that it was not at all what they thought it was. Does that make sense? So, someone consenting to sleep with someone because they're dating and it's going somewhere and they feel safe and that's what it's going to be, that's what they consented to.
Right.
If that person then has sex with them and is if that person then has sex with them and is like, all right, cool, that's all I wanted, you're an idiot for believing my lies. They didn't consent to that. And I'm not saying that's what happened to me, but like just an example.
You haven't actually said what's happened to you at all. You're just saying that somebody did a bad thing to you.
A lot of people who have been through this. So for anyone that has experienced this, what do you think? Obviously, there's more extreme cases
Well, your case doesn't exist. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, you can 4x videos now. Look at this.
You know, for some, like, yeah, that happened, but it sounds like, yeah, no, I felt completely
It doesn't matter because this whole thing is like a waste, but like
manipulated and lied to and assaulted, and
Yeah,
it's been
yeah,
following me,
gotcha.
and I can't describe why.
none of that happened
Because
to you.
people tell me it's not assault.
It's not assault. You weren't assaulted.
You know?
That's great. I get it.
Anyway, I'm running out of battery, so that's perfect timing. Let me know. What do you guys think?
I think it's very in character for a thought with a weird room to have you running out of their phone battery very quickly. Personally,
For 3 years, he knew what he was doing.
that's so sad. So I just want to be very clear. This guy worked you for 3 years to pretend that he was looking for a relationship, and then belt it out. I don't even believe that. Fuckboys do a month. Fuckboys will give you a month of their time at most, and then they'll just go move on to the next girl that they're trying to fuck around with. You're telling me that this guy was your friend for 3 years and then you had sex? Okay. That's what happened. That's what happened. She was friends with the guy for 3 years and they ended up having sex and it didn't work out. That's what ended up happening here. And she's an emotional fucking wreck. So, all right, let's see the rest of her idiot video here. I'm already not on her side, so.
On, you know, just a discussion of consent and assault and all that in it.
It was a dog. Actually, now I understand why she's being sued. Like, she deserves to be sued for that, just to be clear.
I gave a very brief and vague personal example. I said that I had a friend turn out to not be a friend, and that he assaulted me.
Yeah, your definition of assault is because he became your friend and slept with you and then moved on or something. You slept with him under the false pretenses that he actually wanted to be in a relationship or something.
And that I had been in contact with a person who said he assaulted her. Again, I did not identify who I was talking about at all. I did not say what this person's name was. I did not describe what they looked like. I did not describe where they lived, where they were from.
Yeah, she didn't even describe the situation. She literally just said nothing.
What they did for work.
She wanted to engage in like the false accusation economy that's been created on the internet. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that everybody is falsely accuses people. That's not the case. But like when it comes to online shit for attention seekers, they'll do it every day and they don't have any remorse. They don't care.
Nothing. 8 days later, I received a cease and desist from Daniel Greene's lawyer,
Okay.
threatening me with a lawsuit,
Good. You deserve it.
demanding that I take that video down in 24 hours, or they would sue me for slander and defamation.
Okay.
They would bury me under legal fees, and they would wipe me off of social media.
Good. You deserve that.
Again, I never
You're actually wrong about all of this. LOL. Just let the video play before you poison your well. I don't know who you are, but you're a fucking moron. I just listened to her speak words, and you're telling me that I'm wrong about her words? Her words are, in her first video from a year ago, hey, a guy pretended that he wanted to be in a relationship with me and then slept with me, and then it turned out he didn't want that, and I did something that I consented to, but I didn't really want to do it. So wait, a year later after she's gotten her story together and she needs to sensationalize a narrative, she's going to say something else? That's how am I poisoning my well? Did you just learn debate terms? I don't even understand. What is this, like your new debate term thing? I don't really get where you're coming from or what you're saying. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm listening to her words. She's gonna change her narrative, and now I'm like, oh, what an idiot I am for listening to what she said a year ago. What did he do? Nothing. This whole situation is nothing. This whole thing is fucking stupid already.
said that that video was about Daniel. Not once. I never identified who it was about.
I don't care.
I go to Vegas often to get tattooed.
I don't care.
Daniel knows that. In fact, that was something that I said to his lawyer.
I don't care. For the last video, blank, it was a general discussion. I talk about mental health and trauma and PTSD on my pages. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. He knows that. If he thinks the video's about him, it's blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
I told his lawyer. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that. If he thinks that video's about him, that just says something about how he views his own behavior.
Okay. Well, or you're a psychotic fuck.
So I did not take that video down.
Good. It was funny to watch because you look like an idiot.
They gave me 24 hours or they would sue me.
Good.
I never heard back from his lawyer, despite the fact that I asked her a direct question.
I don't care. Can you please explain how he's a medical professional? What does it matter? I'm very confused. Why does that question matter? Can you please explain how he's a medical? What does this mean? Why did she ask that question?
She called him a medical professional.
Wait, what?
Despite the fact that I asked her a direct question. She called him a medical professional.
When did she call him a medical professional? Oh. Plaintiff Daniel B. Greene is a respected individual and a medical professional in the community and has spent his life building a positive reputation. Oh, okay. Is he a medical professional? Oh, maybe. I think I read one of the comments and they were saying that, like, oh, the lawyer Googled the guy's name and accidentally used this as part of the build letter that would be sent to the court. It would be like read in court, and it was wrong, this part, but okay.
Well, as far as I know, I don't think he's a doctor.
Okay, well, that doesn't really matter to me in this situation.
I'm assuming that was a typo, or they forgot to remove it from the template.
I don't care. It is irrelevant.
I sent the cease and desist to someone, and she's read a lot of them in her life, and she...
Is she a lawyer, or has she just read a lot of cease and desists? Does she get them all the time? I don't understand.
She said that this was one of the most aggressive cease and desists she had ever read in her life.
Okay, and...
She also said that if she hadn't known what this was about, she would have thought it was a cease and desist in regards to a bad review on Yelp for a doctor. Because they brought up Yelp like 8 times. They didn't want me talking about him ever again.
Okay.
But again, I never said that video was about him.
Sounds like he got a shitty lawyer, huh?
Now, they also accuse me of harassment and invasion of privacy, which I'm not afraid to address. I have nothing to hide. After what...
Well, you won't even tell us the story, so you have quite a bit to hide.
What he did to me in Vegas, I reached out to his partner. Because I needed her to know that what had happened, I didn't want.
She's fucking crazy. This woman is insane. Just to be clear, this woman is fucking crazy.
I know what it's like to move country for somebody and then find out that they're a lying, cheating piece of shit. I needed her to know.
You know, I don't mean to be that guy, but it seems like she seems to be alluding that she's constantly getting into relationships with shitty guys. At what point is it your fault that you get with shitty guys? All right, and I'm not talking about somebody who does like a horrible, harmful thing to you, but like if you're constantly dating toxic men, at what point is it your fault? The same thing with men. I used to date a lot of toxic women. I could be a toxic guy, and that's one of the things I'll tell you. If she's constantly dealing with shitty guys, she's a shitty woman. This is just how the world works. Shit attracts shit, right? Now, God bless, I was saved by my wife. She's toxic too, but we have the right kind of toxicity, and we're mature, so it works out well. But like, at what point is it your fault? Oh, I dated all these different toxic guys. I mean, you're probably incredibly toxic and not self-aware. You probably date shit because you're also shit. This is how the world works. Good people typically date good people. They just tend to be attracted to it. Sometimes there's outliers. I understand that. But like, generally speaking, if you're always in toxic relationships, you're toxic. Why are you craving that toxicity? Because you wouldn't be in them if you wouldn't be in toxic relationships if you didn't crave it.
That I didn't want it.
You want what?
I needed her to know that he was sober and wide awake. Fucking done crying about this shit.
So then stop fake crying.
He was sober and wide awake, and I was half asleep and on drugs.
I just don't believe you. Your first video from a year ago was, hey, he pretended that he liked me, and then we did it, and then he didn't like me no more. And now you're on drugs. Okay, I love it when people change their stories. It makes them super reliable witnesses, guys.
Which he...
Dope. I'm gonna try and sleep on the plane so I have energy. 840 milligrams. Gonna go to the pool now. Holy fuck! How are you? High are you gonna be? A good amount. 50 milligrams is fun time in space. 40 milligrams is fun time on Earth. Haha. What does this mean to me? You were doing drugs and then you slept with somebody? Oh, I did the marijuana and then I slept with a guy. Oh, okay. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that she was taking something, but you're trying to insinuate that he drugged you to sleep with you. It seems like his reaction here, if this is him, is like, whoa, that's crazy. What are you doing? If you can't handle your marijuana, don't do it. I don't know what to tell you. Also, like, let's just be real here. I've done stuff with people where I was drunk and they weren't. It doesn't matter. If you're not blackout anything, it doesn't matter. You're not allowed to decide to escape responsibility because you decided to do some kind of a thing. Like, if I drink and then I hook up with the girl, if I'm not blackout, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, it's not there. Like, if you're noticeably black, that's different. But like you getting a little bit tipsy to lower your inhibitions, like, okay, you're an adult. Deal with your shit better. Sorry.
He knew.
How is sleeping with somebody that's kind of high fucked? Why? Like, why is it fucked up? What world do we live in? Oh man, somebody's kind of high. Oh, okay. Like they still have the ability to consent, even if you're like intoxicated, unless you're intoxicated to an unreasonable amount. She seems to frequently use this type of stuff. So I don't care. You know, we're grown-ups. It's time for you to be responsible with your usage. If it's very clear that you weren't responsible and you're like falling over on the ground, yeah, that's a problem. But I had been taking 40 milligram edibles every 2 hours the entire day because it was 4:20. The messages was on my first. I mean, like, okay, clearly you're a party person. Like, okay.
I had arrived in Vegas.
Okay.
In the morning, and I spent 4:20 just getting baked by the pool, taking 40 milligram edibles all day.
Well, you should be more responsible, idiot.
Because it was fucking 4:20.
Whoa.
I went to sleep because his flight was going to land late in the evening, and it would be about midnight before he would arrive.
Okay.
I specifically asked him to bring coffee if he wanted to stay up and talk.
Got on board Wi-Fi for the next 20 minutes, had to watch an ad for it. Just wanted to say how excited I am. Can't wait to chill. Okay, so you guys are very clearly getting together to have sex, right? Like, we understand that what's happening here is they're constantly coordinating. They're staying in, like, the same hotel room in Vegas together. They're meeting up in Vegas. They're meeting up to have sex. Like, this is premeditated before she was even doing drugs. They were meeting up to sleep together. We understand this, right? Like, they're back and forth, like, oh, nice. Could you bring a nice coffee or something when you're at CVS in case we want to stay up and talk? I'm going to try and sleep now. Had a big dinner. Works for me, though. We might want to crash and start early tomorrow, LOL. Either way, I'm happy. Yeah, grab some just in case. Please make sure your one is vegan. Okay. Okay.
I specifically asked him to bring coffee.
Cool. And he didn't bring coffee. We're going to cry about it?
He said, nope, let's just sleep. We'll hang out in the morning.
Cool. So then you got together, and then you guys slept together. Okay.
He turned up at midnight, sober and awake, and pressured me, half asleep and on drugs, into sexual things that he and I had agreed beforehand would not happen.
Oh, that's crazy. Can you show us where you were like, hey, we're never going to finger my butthole or something? Can you show us any of that? Because this is brand new information. Your vague post never would have alluded to this in your first video. Your first video is I thought the guy liked me and he didn't. Now all of a sudden you're drugged up. Can you show us?
I repeatedly asked him if we could just sleep and talk in the morning.
I just don't believe it.
I was halfway through a sentence when he pushed me over and shoved his tongue in my mouth.
None of this. I don't believe any of this. I'm sorry. The only reason I don't believe this is because I watched her words from a year ago. And in that video, she sat there and she literally boiled the situation down to she interacted with a guy and she thought that he liked her, so she slept with him. And then it turns out he didn't. And she did a thing that she consented to, but she didn't really want to do it. This is not but now all of a sudden, she was on drugs. Then you didn't consent. But your first analysis was that you did consent. This is not true. I don't believe anything she's saying. I'm sorry if this is a hot take. Her alluding to doing things she doesn't want to do, and she literally said we're still consensual, is not the same thing as her violating her consent. Now she's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. That's not what she was talking about. This is a massive story change. This is a complete shift in the change of the story. What are you talking about? What? This is not the same thing. And it's very this whole thing is fucking reeks.
He repeatedly tried to stick his penis in me, saying, come on, just the tip, just the tip. I repeatedly pushed his penis away, saying, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube. Because I have medical conditions. One of which is idiopathic hypogonadotropic hypogonadism.
Yeah, I think it's probably you're doing drugs and it's making you not wet.
It can make sex very painful for me.
Okay.
I cannot self-lubricate or stretch, which he knows. He kept trying to shove it in me. I kept pushing his dick away, just repeating, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube. Jerking off onto me, moaning about how long he'd dreamt about it. It was fucking disgusting. The shit he said. I was half asleep and on drugs.
You know, if I didn't watch her first video she posted, I would have probably fallen for all this. I probably would have fallen for all of this, like, really very intentional lying and deception but she showed the original videos that she's referencing, and if you watch that first, you come into this with a massive grain of salt, because this isn't even close to what she said in her first video by a long shot. The first video, again, was, hey, a guy pretended he liked me, and then we did it, and then he didn't want to be with me anymore, and I did things I consented to, but I didn't want to do, and that's really sad, and I think that's assault. And now all of a sudden, it was this insane scenario where he drugged her and all this other shit and forced himself on her. I'm sorry, but it's hard to believe.
I didn't fucking want it.
Okay.
He told me he wanted to take me on a friendship trip. He told me he wanted to spoil me as a friend.
You think I'm 5 years old? I'm watching the video. You're showing us screenshots. You guys, I'm a grown man. I'm not a kid on the internet. It's very clear with like all the messages showing us is that you guys intended to meet up at a hotel room to stay in together the entire time. Okay? Just because you say like, I want to sleep with you, all right, and you make plans to sleep with somebody, doesn't mean that you have to sleep with them. But she's trying to pretend that this was just a friendship thing. You knew what this was. I know what this is. Two friends don't get together, meet up at night, sleep in the same hotel room. This is intended from the start. And like, that's cool. You met up to sleep together. Okay. That's very clearly what the intention was. I want to take you on a friendship date and spoil you. Nobody spoils friends. Get the fuck out of here.
We agreed beforehand we were just friends. He turned up at midnight and immediately went against his word.
Wow, that's probably
I didn't have time to fucking think. Anyway, I reached out to his girlfriend because I felt like shit. And I know what it's like to be cheated on, and it fucking sucks. She replied and asked me for the truth.
Naomi, for 2 years, what exactly went on behind my back between you two? I would like to at least hear your words.
She asked me for the truth.
Okay.
I was at the airport when I received that message. I headed home to send her the truth. By the time I got home, she had asked me to leave her alone.
Wait, so is she saying that she messaged her right after the ordeal?
Which I completely understood. So I respected that, and I left her alone.
Yeah, now this is making sense to me. He met up with a girl to cheat on her. And after they had consensual sex, the guy's like, no, I'm going to stay with my girlfriend. Wait a minute. So she knew he had a girlfriend, and you still slept with him. Wait, oh my God, this entire thing is insane. Wait, this girl started an online relationship with a guy that she knew had a girlfriend, met up with him, and thought that he was going to leave his girlfriend for her, and then he didn't, so he made up this entire sexual assault story. That's what this whole video is. That's actually fucking crazy.
A handful of days later, she reached out to me again to call me a vile, despicable human being.
I feel like I finally know the full truth. You both are vile, despicable human beings who do this to another person. Over the years, I revolted by the mere sight of you. Yeah, that makes sense because you consensually engaged in cheating. Yeah.
It was that message that made it very clear to me that she had been asking him for the truth, and he was still lying.
Wow,
There's no way in fucking hell you do that to me and then use me as a
We were not having an affair. He was begging me for one. I talked him down from cheating multiple times. You met up with the guy in one hotel room. You guys got together. You met up in another state to sleep with this guy. Dude, this is insane. Holy fuck.
Fucking scapegoat. Jesus Christ. Fucking disgusting.
Oh my God, she's a psychopath. She's a liar.
So, because she had once asked me for the truth and made it blatantly clear she had been asking him for it and that he was still lying, I sent her 8 pages that I had written, because this is how I fucking deal with shit. If I have something to say with somebody, I write it down.
I have done this for friends and family. If I have something to say, okay.
And I make them listen. This was written and read to Daniel weeks before all of this.
I see why he didn't want to be with you.
8 pages. 1.5 pages of this was me calling him out for the way he had been treating me for 3 years. And 6
Wait, what are you talking about? You were just friends.
and a half pages was me calling him out for his behavior in relationships and all the shit that he had been saying and
I will probably always be a cheater. Dude, you're proving to us that you engaged with a fucking guy in a relationship and consensually.
Doing behind his partner's back for 2 years.
You're what? Wait, does she not realize that she's making herself look guilty by putting this on, like doing this? No, does she, what? Oh my god!
I had proof that I fucking fought for her.
You fucked her boyfriend. What the fuck are you talking about?
I had proof that I fought for their relationship.
No, you didn't. You fucked her boyfriend.
I begged him to fucking talk to her.
Then why did you meet up with each other in a hotel in Nevada? Why did you guys get a hotel together where he's like, I'm going to spoil you? Oh, I wasn't trying to cheat. You liar. You liar. That's crazy.
For 2 fucking years. Only to have him lie to get me alone, pressure me into sexual things that he agreed wouldn't happen, and then go home.
So wait, hold on. Why aren't you showing us this? This is a problem. I hate it when people do this. Throughout this whole entire video, she's showing us screenshots and proof that they talked and they knew each other and that all these other things. You guys were almost exclusively talking through text. Why can't you show us where he's like, we will not put weenies in the butt? Why can't you show us that? Why can't you show us that? I know it exists. Show us that. Show us where he's like, I'm not going to do these things. But she doesn't, because she knows that if she shows it, that it's going to show that everything that they did was like she was premeditated, planning on cheating with him.
And use me as a scapegoat. She wanted the truth. He was still lying. He said she deserved to know everything, okay?
She deserved to know. My God, you didn't deserve this. I fucked up. I started acting like the voices in my head tell me I am. Okay, great. Well, what's the rest of this? Why are you omitting it?
He said she deserved to know everything, and by golly did I agree. In fact, I had 8 pages of proof that I had been telling him that.
She's psychotic. She's a fucking psychopath. This is why she's a side chick and nobody wants to date her. She's fucking crazy. And not the good kind.
For 2 fucking years. So I sent it to her. If he had truly told her everything, this shouldn't have made a fucking difference, but it looks like it did. And in case he is denying having ever heard this, here is the...
This is... Okay. I've had some time to figure out my thoughts and write them down. Let me know when you have time to talk again. I probably won't have time tomorrow, but the days after I'll have time. Okay, sounds good. Want to put something in the calendar? For sure. Smiley face. Today I'm free till 2 p.m.-ish, blah, 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 which would be 5 p.m. your time, whatever. 5 p.m. your time. Okay, so they're like 2 time zones away. Would you have any time later at all?
The exact date and time. I told him about it. The exact date and time...
I'm swamped this weekend. Can do. Okay, great.
I followed up about it,
cool.
And the exact date and time we had that call.
Yeah, okay. So can you read us the 8 pages?
He thanked me for this.
I want to read it. You want to know why? Because there's not going to be a single mention of like any type of assault or anything in there. What is in there? It's going to be like, you hurt my feelings.
He thanked me on call, which I obviously don't have proof of.
Why? Why didn't you just save it? Why didn't you just record it?
I unfortunately did not record our conversations.
I'm actually surprised because you were a psychopath.
But 10 days later...
Just want to say thank you. I got that literal wake-up call again. It meant a lot and motivated me to restart therapy. I'm glad it did something positive. When did you start? I'll be starting back a week to get back from Vegas. Nice, cool. This is fucked up because he's trying to be like, are you going to come to Vegas? He's trying to fuck her again here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's what he's doing.
Completely of his own accord,
okay.
He reached out to me again to thank me again for this very real wake-up call.
Just because it's a wake-up call doesn't mean that it's an admission that he raped the girl. You guys cheated. You guys got together and cheated, and that was probably a wake-up call for him.
Okay. I have proof that he heard this, and that he thanked me for it. I have proof he said she deserved to know the truth, and I have proof that she asked me for the truth.
It doesn't mean that he raped you.
Weeks after...
Wait, holy fuck. Holy fuck. Wait a minute. All right, I'm going to move on. Sorry.
That happened. I made my video a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault.
Uh-huh.
I did not think he was keeping tabs on me.
You're crazy. Yeah, I guess the sex was so bad you wanted to go to therapy, sure.
At the time I received the cease and desist, I was already going through something. I was already dealing with some trauma. Oh, and by the way, he knew that I already had PTSD from previous trauma.
Cool. What does that mean?
I was already going through some shit. But this made it so much worse.
Okay.
Finding out that someone who hurt you is keeping tabs on you and watching you, even though they blocked you. I kept that video fucking vague, and I did it on purpose because I didn't want to start shit.
Oh, that makes sense. So he blocked. That's what happened. Okay, we're missing part of the story. Okay. We're missing part of the story. So he blocked her, and that's why she made the original video trying to weirdly call him a rapist, even though he clearly isn't by her own words. That was what it was. Because they had a friendly, after they consensually had sex and cheated on her girlfriend, his girlfriend, they were still keeping tabs. They were still keeping touch. She wrote an 8-page paper about how upset she was that he didn't leave her, his girlfriend, for her. And then he ended up blocking her. And so she crashed out and decided to make a vague post about how bad of a guy he is, and he sent her a cease and desist. That's the actual story here. So 2 cheating pieces of shit. Gotcha.
I never said it was about him, and I'm not saying that it is.
Obviously you are.
What I am saying is that he said it was about him, and that he threatened to sue me if I didn't take it down within 24 hours. But I left it up, and it's been up for almost 2 years.
Wow.
I know people are going to ask me why I didn't say something earlier.
Because it's not real.
I wasn't ready.
You said something almost immediately after, so you were ready.
I mean, fuck, I thought I was ready, but I
Just fake crying right now.
I guess not.
Okay.
But I have to do this. I have stayed silent for almost 2 years.
Wow, what a hero. She's a champion.
Silence has not been good for my mental health.
Wow. What is good for your mental health? Taking edibles all day? Doing weed? Is that really good for your mental health?
I will ever truly know peace.
Like, she had a YouTube channel, and he had a YouTube channel, and so he was, like, keeping tabs on her channel. Like, okay. And then she posted some crazy shit. He was probably going there to fucking jerk off their videos because he's a weird gooner. And then he's like, wait a minute. What the fuck?
If I allow him to silence me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And in case you're wondering if there have been any allegations against Daniel, there was.
Daniel Greene is a rapist. He raped me in the summer of 2016. He is a YouTuber now with hundreds of thousands of followers. Please do not follow him. He uses social justice issues for his own gain as a white straight man. Okay. He did many things to me without my consent, and then he raped me and left me to leave his father's house bleeding. Fuck you, Daniel. Fuck you. Fuck you. Feel free to reblog, honestly. I don't care anymore. I can't handle holding it in. Well, you know, the credible Blackline is a very credible person. What am I supposed to do with this? Somebody says a thing on the internet, and I'm supposed to go like, oh, that's true. I don't know. This is I wouldn't doubt that this psychopath made a fucking fake account and put all this up there. I'm not even kidding. I would not doubt it. She's crazy. She's insane.
He told me about it. That's the only reason I know about it.
Really? Then what's this? You said that's the only reason you know about it, but there's this here? Okay.
He told me it was false.
Some random Tumblr just accused me of rape. At the time, I literally could not have been in that state. I think it's, unless it blows up, I'm doing to try to get it buried. Okay.
That there's no way it could be true because he wasn't there at the time.
Okay.
Turns out he told Discord something different. He told Discord he was there.
I can categorically say that is false. In 2016, I was living in Ireland from late summer to the end of the year. Before that, I only saw my dad for a couple of weeks out of the year, and he was there the whole time because I was visiting him. This is someone taking what they know about me and trying to push it into something. I literally have receipts. I was either literally not where my dad lives or with him because I was visiting him. Wasn't really looking to have sexual encounters while visiting my dad in Nashville. Okay. What does this show me? This shows me that he's like, hey, I didn't do this because I was probably not there, but if I was hanging out with my dad, because he doesn't even know, by his logic, from what he's saying, he doesn't even know who the girl is that's accusing him, which is probably her. I don't know. Maybe. I don't even know. Okay. All right. Cool.
But he was only there to visit his father.
Maybe. Sure.
So, I'm not saying that a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault is about Daniel. I never
Yes, you are. Oh my
did.
God.
I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. My mama Batok lives there.
Oh, God. Cultural practitioner and traditional Filipino tattooer. Gotcha.
Spirit dad. I have to say something.
Okay.
I want to fucking breathe again.
Okay.
fucking Jesus, I thought I was done crying about this.
Oh my god. This is insane.
He did the things that I mentioned in that video, then that would mean it's a pattern.
Uh-huh.
And if I woke up one day and saw another allegation somewhere, I would never forgive myself for saying nothing. Because Daniel likes to take his friends traveling. I wonder if they'll sue me over this. I'm not saying that other video is about him. I never did. This one's about him, and all I'm doing is sharing the cease and desist. All I'm doing is sharing the fact that he was keeping tabs on me even weeks after our friendship ended, and that he watched my video, and that he said it was about him, even though I never did, and that he went to a law firm and told them it was about him, and that he sent a lawyer after me to bark like a fucking dog and threaten me into silence.
This is so fucking boring. Holy fuck. She's obviously lying. This is ridiculous.
He threatened to sue me. He threatened to bury me under legal fees. He threatened to wipe me off of social media if I
So why don't you show us that?
didn't take that video down
Oh, is that what's in the cease and desist, apparently?
in 24 hours. After I got this, anytime I got an email, it's gonna happen again, I guarantee you, anytime I saw that little notification on my phone, my stomach would fucking drop. Because I was fucking terrified. And it was his lawyer, again,
Okay.
coming after me to threaten me for something else.
Yeah, well, it's because you're fucking crazy.
I spent a good year of my life looking over my shoulder, wondering what I could and couldn't say. Because apparently, if I talked about my life and the things that I have been through, even though, you know, even if I never say who the fuck it was, apparently he was going to come after me for it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not apparently, confirmed.
It's already on 1.5%, okay? She just talks slow.
That's going to happen again if I post this.
But I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to be a hero.
I want to feel okay again.
I have to be a hero. I have to be a hero.
And I don't think I ever will if I let him silence me.
Exactly. She has to be a hero.
I will not let
I don't want to post this, but if I don't post this, he's going to keep doing these horrible things. I'm a hero.
him silence me. And I will not let him bury this the way he likes things
Okay.
to get buried.
Cool stuff.
I think his followers deserve to know what kind of a man he is.
Okay.
Because as his own lawyer
I guess a cheater.
said, he's done a good job building a positive reputation
Cool.
as a medical professional.
Right.
The kind of man he is when the cameras are not rolling. He's a liar and a cheater. He is a vile, despicable human being, and those words come straight from the mouth of his own partner. I don't know if they're still together. I'm not looking him up. I never want to see his face again. First thing I did when our friendship ended, I went to YouTube, I clicked on an icon of his video, and I hit do not recommend channel.
Okay. Incredible.
Because I never wanted to see his face again.
Okay.
But it turns out he was keeping tabs on me.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel is a vile, despicable human being.
Yeah.
And the kind of man who would pressure one of his own best friends into sexual things while he's sober and awake, knowing very well that they are half asleep and on drugs. He is the kind of man to keep tabs on them, watch their videos, and hire a lawyer to try and
You met up with a guy in another state to have sex with him. Stop pretending that it's anything other than that.
threaten them into silence. He is the kind of man that would threaten a lawsuit, legal fees, and social media eradication over a video in which I never identified who I was talking about.
Okay.
That's the kind of man he is. I am done.
I mean, listen, he probably shouldn't have sued her over that video because maybe it would have just went away. Now she feels justified in being a psychopath, but whatever.
Being silent. I don't know what's gonna happen. If I disappear, you'll know who did it.
If I disappear, he's gonna fucking kill her, guys. That's the insinuation. I disappear!
I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll receive another cease and desist. I wonder if he'll go with the same lawyer. She called him a medical professional. This was the revised version. It was titled Revised Cease and Desist. But they threatened defamation on a video that never said it was about him, and
Okay, we get it. We
they
understand
called him a
that.
medical professional, and she accidentally sent me a blank email half an hour before the real one.
Okay.
So he might go with someone new. 4/20 of 2023, I spent alone in Vegas by the pool.
Yeah, you just told us that. Waiting for him to get there. Okay. Let's see what this is. I know I'm still sharing photos from that cozy winter vibes log cabin, but this is where I am now. I spent 420 high AF on 40 milligram gummies, baked and baking in the sun. Vegas, baby. Happy 420. Where are my stoners at? Do you do anything? To be honest, I didn't plan this and had zero idea what it was till 420 till I stopped by a dispensary. What? You didn't know it was 420? What? There was a lot of trauma leaking through this post, obviously, guys. What does this have to do with anything? A thirst trap video about how you did weed. Okay.
420 of 2024. What's this?
Happy anniversary to the day. One of my best friends pressured me to sexual things I didn't want to do while he was awake and sober. I was sleeping on drugs. Right. So like the lie, the fake, the fake post. We get it.
And I'm not having that
I could see why he sued her.
this year. I am done being silent. I don't know what this is gonna do. I don't.
Wait a minute. I'm a little confused here. Hold on. That was somebody's thing.
Hey guys,
This is from June. This just doesn't make any sense to me. None of this makes sense. This just doesn't make any sense. The timeline it's just like doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know.
Hello.
Oh yeah, I have to. That's after. Sorry.
I am done. I might go with someone new. 420 of 2023.
Okay. This is okay. June. Okay. The reason that I'm like coming up with this is because this is obviously about him. You're an idiot if you don't think it is, this video. And she makes zero of the claims that are like being made in like any of these. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. That's the only thing I'm like looking at. It's just, none of this makes any sense. Like these are all fabricated claims. This video is like this guy pretended he liked me and got together with me, and then he said he didn't like me, and we had sex together, and like that was it. I did stuff I consented to, but I didn't want to do. I put a finger in his butt, and I didn't want to do it. Oh, but I consented. I don't. But now all of a sudden, like she was drunk and this and that, or high and blah, blah. It's ridiculous.
And I'm not having that this year.
Uh-huh.
I am done being silent. I don't know what this is gonna do. I don't need this to blow up. I don't want this to blow up. I just fucking.
Yes, you do. You obviously want this to blow up.
I just can't stay silent.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And there's no reason why this story needs to end with him getting away with it. Not when he.
She's been crafting a story about how horrible of a person that he is for years. For years. That's why the first post was like so benign. The first thing that she said about this entire situation was, hey, this guy got together with me and we slept together and like I consented to everything, but then he lied to me and he actually didn't want to be with me. That's the original story. Then we find out that they actually decided to coordinate a meetup in another state, so that for what reason? Obviously to sleep together. And now it's like, I was out of my mind. I was drunk. I was drugged up. Okay. Like, it's just everything is changing. The narrative constantly shifts. You're just a liar from the start.
He went out of his way to attach his own name to that video. I never said it was about him. Not once.
Okay, we get it. Yes, you are. Stop
What
it.
I am saying is that he threatened to sue me over it.
Okay.
So, yeah. If I disappear, you'll know who did it. I will not let him silence me. I will not let him bury me.
Cool. Oh, yeah, we got us to cease and desist. Pause if you want. I don't care. I don't care about the cease and desist. You're obviously lying. I don't care about any of this shit.
face, but that's fine. Guys, it is 8 in the morning and I touched up my roots yesterday.
Great, you're rude.
Okay, I'm back on another day to finish this.
Wow.
Let's talk about day number 2.
What's day number 2?
Okay, I'm just gonna force myself to talk through the tears, because otherwise it's just gonna take too long, so forgive me. Okay, whew.
Oh my god. What a liar.
Day number 2.
Okay, day number 2. Let's hear it.
We went for breakfast, And over breakfast, we discussed the fact that it never should have happened, and that we were just friends, and that it was never going to happen again.
Okay. Yeah, you guys had sex.
We had that conversation over breakfast.
Okay. Yeah. It's because you guys coordinated cheating on his girlfriend together.
After breakfast, on the way back, he stopped by an ATM,
Okay.
and I told him I didn't want his money, because he said he wanted to spoil me as a friend.
Okay.
And he said, no, I promise you, just friends. It never should have happened, never happening again, just friends. I told you I wanted to spoil you.
I don't care.
Right, this was a last-minute tattoo appointment. It was last minute. My mom, the butt said, I have a cancellation for tomorrow. Do you want a spot? And I said, oh my god, yes, I'll ask my friend, but to be honest, his opinion doesn't matter.
God, this incriminates her so bad.
This was a last-minute tattoo appointment. It was last minute. My mom, the butt said, I have a cancellation for tomorrow. Do you want a spot? And I said, oh my god, yes, I'll ask my friend, but to be honest, his opinion doesn't matter. I want to get fucking tattooed.
Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, so when I hear that, what I hear, because she wanted to ask her friend, which means ask him if it was okay. They had already planned the meetup. Wait, this just like blows her narrative out of the water. Because she's like, I go to Vegas all the time to get tattoos. She didn't have a plan to go to Vegas for tattoos at this moment. She went to Vegas to fuck this guy. And then it turned out that her fucking mama bingle, whatever she's talking about, whatever, fake accent that she's using like my mom does when she tries to speak Spanish. Her tattoo artist was available when she was going. She didn't set the trip with the intention of getting a tattoo. She just happened to be able to get one with her tattoo artist that she goes to. So they plan to meet up to fuck. But her story is that the tattoo was why they plan. Every single time she talks, she incriminates herself further. Every single time she talks, every part of her story gets taken out. It gets poked. It continuously gets poked a hole in it. And you know what? I guarantee you that he fucking paid for the tattoo once they got there too. I guarantee you. Dude. This is crazy. This is crazy, bro.
So the appointment was at 4. We got back to the hotel. I went to the pool. He stayed in the hotel room for hours. I stayed by the pool, eating edibles. Eventually he came out, we hung out there for a little bit, and then I had to go to my appointment. And he was going to come with.
Wait.
So we went back to the hotel room.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry.
Hi, guys.
I'm so sorry. This makes no sense to me. I have to look something up really quick. Something's really just off about this story. Because the way that she's talking about how she was already high because it was 4:20 when he showed up in the hotel. But now she's talking about how she was getting high by the pool by herself. So this is what she's talking about. So are you saying that she was doing edibles the day before? I'm so confused. This whole thing is so confusing. Okay.
And as soon as we were alone again, guess who went back against his word?
What does that mean? You guys had sex again?
As soon as we were alone again, he started pressuring me all over again.
What?
And I said repeatedly, we just talked about this over breakfast. We just talked about this. We just said,
Gotcha.
We're just friends. Never happening again. Shouldn't have happened. And he kept saying, oh, what's the difference? We already did it once. What's the difference? I had a fucking tattoo appointment. I had somewhere
Did you miss the tattoo appointment?
to fucking be.
Oh no.
Both times he jerked himself off onto me.
Okay.
Except the second time, it was worse. Because he also shoved his dick in my mouth. I remember my mouth was so fucking dry from the edibles. Felt like a fucking carpet.
Wow. Must have been a bad blowjob. I don't fucking... Okay. Alright. Couldn't find the the Google Drive stuff all disappeared, so...
And it was all so fast.
Okay. Oh yeah, we took a gap. Right. She was sitting here and she was like, "Oh, my mouth was dry because I did some stuff." And it's like that's probably why, you know. Okay. God, great.
He came all over my buttock, which is sacred.
Like the guy who does your tattoos, your mama buttock. Was he in the room watching?
And was given to me for sexual healing because of things that I have been through in my past. And he knows that.
Cool.
And then I went to my tattoo appointment.
So you just like jerked off and came on it? I don't understand. Okay.
So he cannot say that he made a mistake and it was a one-time thing. He did
Right,
it
you guys cheated with each other. Okay.
twice. Both times I repeatedly tried to talk him out of it, and both times he jerked himself off onto me.
Damn. Is that really cheating then? I also don't believe that they just did that. They premeditated, planned to get together to fuck.
Both times he said,
What actually would make sense to me is if she does actually have this issue where she has like a dry vagina or whatever that she was saying before, that like they plan to have sex and then she's like, "Oh, I'm like not in the mood. I can't really get things going for you, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Okay, I'll just jerk off to you." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Like, okay.
horrific things while doing it. And then I went and I got tattooed. And it was really painful, and I went into shock. And I was bandaged up.
The tattoo was painful? It's a tattoo.
And I feel like it might have saved me. Because he didn't touch me after that.
This is ridiculous. This is so stupid, dude. This whole story. If you don't want to watch me have a panic attack, skip to 34. So she has a panic attack, and then she edits her video, and instead of removing the panic attack, leaves it in there and tells us we can skip for... skip to the end. The rest of the video is just her supposed panic attack. Except for the last 9 seconds. What? Okay, let's see. Let's just watch in 4X. I was going to cut this out, but this is the reality of PTSD.
Sorry.
Oh my god, what a fucking actor. Alright, I'm not watching this. This is fucking... This is also a lie, so... Okay, this is the point she wants to skip through, so apparently the last couple seconds are very important.
Also, I forgot to mention that I did report this to the Las Vegas police.
Cool. Alright, let's watch his response.
Hello, my name
This guy fucking cross-eyed?
is Daniel Greene. This is an important message in response to various false allegations made against me by Naomi King of alleged sexual assault in a campaign launched on YouTube and more. Let me be clear. I had consensual sex with Naomi King.
Probably,
Yes, it was an affair that my then girlfriend and now fiance took several years to move on from.
She should have kicked your ass, bud.
I also have clear and convincing evidence to prove everything was consensual. Myself and my team are now planning to sue Naomi King in a court of law. The communication Naomi King has inaccurately used against me online has greatly damaged me and others to date. I also have many other pieces of evidence which prove my innocence. Look for more communication from me based on truth and fact in the near future. Naomi King took time to launch a campaign against me, and I will need time to communicate my truth as well. More soon. Thank you.
I don't know who the fuck he was looking at, but frankly, that was a good response. He's going to sue her, and he's probably going to win because she is full of shit. Okay, let's see her insane part 2. Let's see it.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Naomi King,
Okay.
and this is an important announcement.
Gotcha.
That it was it. I don't know, I didn't watch it. My friend gave me the lowdown. Hey
You didn't watch a 1:04 video? Incredible. Great.
guys, I really want to say thank you to everybody that has been so supportive. It's been really overwhelming and it's kind of freaking me out. There has been a lot of confusion surrounding timelines and dates. People think that the 8-page letter was written after the trip, even though I stated it was written weeks before the trip.
Wait, that makes it even... Wait, then why'd you go on that trip with him? What's happening? How does this make sense?
So in this video, I want to kind of reiterate and make clear what the timeline actually was and what the dates actually were. There were dates in the screenshots, but they're small, so I feel like people missed them. So I want to make things very clear. I am not denying having history with Daniel in the past.
Yeah, because you guys fucked. What are you talking about?
He first slid into my DMs over Black Lives Matter.
Wow, that's crazy. Fucking white people, right? Am I right, guys? I keep seeing this and it makes me so angry. People of color have peacefully protested for generations. Hell yes, they are justified in what they are doing today. Fucking racist boomers couldn't even stay inside for a pandemic. Now they want murder to go unpunished. Sorry to weirdly vent this. Thank you for sharing that it needs to be said loudly. Her response: people see what they want to see. I'm assuming she made a post virtue signaling about Black Lives Matter. I stand with black people, by the way. Not right now, I'm sitting, but you get my point. People see what they want to see and ignore everything else. I was about to say it's frustrating, but it's deadly. So many lives lost. Venting is welcome. I keep trying to think of a way to talk about this without going AWOL, but I might just allow myself to go AWOL. Fucking white people are annoying as shit. It's funny because at least this white woman used her tears on another white guy instead of a black guy, you know? Even wrote a couple of songs about the dude in the pet. You wrote songs about this guy? Cause I can't. Oh, wait, dude, this is insane. Cause I can't have you. Did I fuck up pushing you away when you tried to give me love? Did I fuck up wanting everything only when I can't have it? There's a war inside me burning through my veins. I'm so fucking lonely, yet I run away. I'm so push and pull until it's done to me. Now I'm here with no one left. It's just me and the voices in my head. It doesn't rhyme. Did I fuck up being me again? Freezing up when I could have had you and loved me? It's all I've ever known, losing everyone I love. Dude, this woman wrote psychotic, desperate, attention-seeking, I love you poems to him in a way that this is the scariest way that I ever could have seen. She is obsessed with this guy. She wrote, I'm obsessed with all these poems are, I am obsessed with this guy. If you're telling me that this isn't the proof that this woman is so obsessed with this guy that she's fabricating false stories in order to take him down, then I don't think that you have been born for more than 14 seconds. This is psychotic shit. This is scary. This is scary shit, dude. And she's proving that like her entire narrative was false. So there's a war inside me burning through my veins. I'm so fucking lonely. I've always been. Now I'm left to watch you loving someone else. Oh, I'm here alone again. It's just me and the voices in my head. Oh, they had an on-again, off-again relationship. You're all I want because I can't have you. You're all I want because you found someone new. You're all I want. I've got one. We're just friends, by the way. Did I fuck up pushing? Okay, enough of this. Your girlfriend. We knew each other long before she did, and we were friends way before she came along. This is insane, dude. Wait a minute. All right, let's do it.
We knew each other long. Your girlfriend. We knew each other long before she did, and we were friends way before she came along. We flirted long before she ever did, so I was the one that you first wanted. And we've been something more than friends for so long, we had feelings before she ever did, soul. You can't blame me if I feel to some extent. It's not cheating if we never change the way we've been, baby, if I come and take your hand. There's a part of me that doesn't care if she's your girlfriend. Oh, the only reason we never happened.
Bro, she went on a whole thing about how she altruistically tried to prevent him from trying to do anything with her. Dude, she's obsessed with him. She's like uncharacteristically, undeniably obsessed with this guy in a way that is actually scary. This entire thing from start to finish is an obsession piece. This is crazy. Oh my God. I can't believe anybody ever believed any of this, because if you watch her first video, you know that she is lying hard. But this confirms it. This poem, by the way, this is the poem she showed us. She's obsessed. This is scary. This is actually scary. So I'm actually scared for this guy. That's wild.
Was fucking timing. Oh, what luck. It's funny. I couldn't see you and you couldn't come. Oh, time, yeah. Oh, the pandemic, it kept us apart. We couldn't travel, so I stayed here in the dark. If I had taken it and taken up your heart, you can't blame me if I feel to some extent
that I just farted.
It's not cheating if we never change the way we've been, baby.
Oh
if
my
I come and
God.
take your hand. There's a part of me that doesn't care if she's your girlfriend. She's an actor like me, a model like me, a narrator like me, speaks the same damn language like me. Did you plan this, baby? Is she gonna write books like me? And write music like me? Do you even notice how she filled the void of me? Oh. But you're not honest with her, not the way that you are honest with me, like we've always been, because you knew she'd never understand you. You can't blame me if I feel to some extent. It's not cheating if we never change the way we've been. Baby, if I come and take your hand, there's a part of me that doesn't care if she's your girlfriend.
Wow.
Maybe I'm being mean, I guess I am. But you love it, don't you? We both have that darkness, and if you think about it, you're her man. Only because I didn't say yes back then.
Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Let's get the next one. Maybe one day. This is
maybe
fucking
one
wild.
day. I guess we passed our moment. I guess we missed the chance. I don't know why I didn't let you in back then. I know that it's my fault, cause I always run away. So I can't be upset, no. When I see her face. Maybe one day if we're both single. Maybe then we can try us out. But not till that day when we're both single. Cause I can't do that to her, oh.
Oh.
And now you've finally met me, and now I've met you too, and here it feels so easy. Lost in those baby blues.
Baby blue. Oh, blue eyes.
Oh.
Chorus.
I know how it feels. To love someone and find out that they've got another. I know how it feels. So I can't put somebody else through all that torture. I know how it feels. No matter how I long to let you in, I'm stronger. So this is it right here. So I lie here barely holding to your arm, 'cause I know it's wrong. But you can't blame me, I'm only human. Maybe one day if we're both single. Maybe then we can try us out. But not till that day when we're both single, 'cause I can't do that to her, oh. Oh.
So anyway, she didn't really like him at all. What the fuck is this shit? This is insane.
Here's some dates. January 22nd of 2023 was when he said he wanted to take me on a friend trip and spoil me.
You guys clearly wanted to fuck. I was thinking about your book today. You do sexual tension very well, or not Vegas. I want to take you on a friendship and spoil you. I thought you were busy till May. March is looking like it has openings. I take everything you say with a grain of salt. Ouch. You cannot be surprised. Life, like, fuck yeah, let's travel. But we both know you'll cancel. Even booking flights doesn't mean anything. Okay.
And we started talking about travel around then. For all the people who are confused as to what the fuck spoil even means, I'm a sugar baby. Now...
She said in her first video that it was just a friends thing and that the spoiling was just platonic. Oh my God. Bro, the sugar baby just got fucked. Like, oh, she just got hired and then she lost her shit.
Oh, he and I were not daddy baby. He wanted to spoil me as a friend. Like,
gotcha. Okay, so then why the what? What? Okay, you know what? I believe you.
That was explicit there. I know some people are not going to understand that. Some people are going to be like, I know.
Bro, you wrote like love poems to this guy. You're an obsessed stalker.
Me sharing this information makes me look bad. We discussed hanging out. He wanted to fucking pay for the entire trip and give me money. I wanted to get fucking tattooed. It was kind of a win-win.
Yeah, you guys had sex with each other.
People are going to fucking hate me for this. And
By the way, with the whole sugar baby thing, when I was saying it in the beginning of like, oh, she's trying to put off sexual energy for attention, I was right. Boom.
I know that, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm getting sued anyway. Here we go. I don't remember when we officially...
Dude, the lawyers are going to eat this up. This makes her look so fucking bad. They get to show now that, like, she's obsessed with him.
Like, planned and booked things, but the trip was going to be for the end of April. On March 28th, I wrote the 8-page letter. March 28th. This is weeks before the trip, which I
Show us the 8-page letter. I want to see it.
said in that video, but some people are getting confused. 8-page letter was written March 28th. I told him about it March 28th.
If I have time to figure my thoughts, okay, sounds good. I don't care. Why the fuck do I care about any of this?
28th. March 29th, I was like, hey, I want to say it sooner rather than later because it's kind of heavy. And then on April 1st, we had the video call where I read the entire thing out to him, and it took about 40 minutes. We decided during that call, 100%, nothing was going to happen between us.
Oh, sure. Who would ever believe this?
This was one hell of a fucking wake-up call. It made him sign up for fucking therapy again. We made that decision. Just friends. We're not doing that to her. This is
Okay.
not about what he did to me in Vegas. April 11th.
Then why'd you just show it to us backwards instead of forwards? And why do you still have it? Interesting.
He messaged again.
Why do you still have it? Why do you still have this? It makes no sense. Why do you still have the 8-page I love you, whatever it was. It probably was I love you paper. If you're not emotionally held up with him.
To thank me again for that literal wake-up call.
Okay.
April 20th, I fly to Vegas. This wasn't the first time the two of us hung out. He came here and visited me in Vancouver for like 3 days in 2022.
Yeah, and you guys had sex. We get it.
Nothing happened.
Doubtful. You guys are clearly like in love with you. Well, you're in love with him. You're an obsessed stalker, and he's dumb as shit.
Because we were just friends. That being said, I do live with my best friend, so he and I were never truly alone together. So now I am here
So wouldn't that person be able to corroborate everything you're saying? Did I say that right? I don't know.
to answer the questions. What were you wearing? I went to sleep first alone, and I was buck-ass naked because I always sleep naked. I've done it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So you're telling me that you and Daniel planned a friend trip where you were sleeping in the same hotel and he had a girlfriend. We'll ignore all the stalker-like poems that you wrote him about how much you love him and hate her. And then the intention was for him to show up to you and you were sleeping naked. And you don't think that anyone would be like, they're very clearly meeting up to sleep together. You don't think anyone's like, it seems like you guys intended to plan this entire trip to sleep together, a trip that he's paying for after you just told us you were a sugar baby? Oh, yeah. This makes a lot of sense, fellas. This makes a lot. You know what? She's obviously everything that she's saying is true, even though her story has changed multiple times already. But
Since I was a teenager, I cannot stand the feeling of clothes bunching around my skin and twisting as you sleep and inseams, and it's just bad.
It's funny that she would say this right as she's wearing the most clothing that she's ever worn this entire time. Like, okay.
But when he got there, I put this on. This was how I let him in, very groggy. I remember one of the first things he said upon seeing me was he commented on how high I looked. So I said,
crazy.
You want to catch up? He took half a bite of one, which would have been 10 milligrams, but that takes about an hour to kick in.
Oh, so he was on drugs too. Gotcha.
So when
Killing your whole narrative there, buddy.
he did what he did, he was still sober. I went back to sleep, and I did remove this because I was now under the blankets.
So she was naked. And just to be clear, it doesn't always take an hour. I've gotten fucked up, not proud of it, not happy about it. It was bad. I greened out. Before
I removed this, that first night, I straight up asked Daniel if he would prefer it if I left it on. I straight up was like, hey, I can leave this on while I sleep. And he was the one that was straight up like, no, I've shared beds with friends before, like, it's not weird. He straight up
You guys, what do you expect me to believe all this?
said that, like, my actions are my responsibility.
You guys want to fuck each other, very clearly.
He straight up told me, like, you be comfortable. Looking back on it, dumbass. I know that.
We know that you guys tried to fuck.
I know that. He went and took a shower because planes are disgusting. And when he was done, he joined me in bed. And
I'm assuming naked.
I would like to let people know that I have slept in beds with many of my friends, traveling, sharing the same bed. I even sleep naked next to women, next to men, next to all the lovely people in between.
You're a prostitute. I'm not trying to be that guy, but you're a prostitute. Like, very clearly, sexual boundaries are different. You fuck like all of your friends. Whatever, that's cool. You do you. You guys. I've had sex before. You wrote psychotic stalker poems about this guy. What do you expect us to believe?
And none of my friends have ever taken advantage of that.
You guys met up at a fucking hotel in Las Vegas to have sex.
People off the top of my head who I've traveled with and slept naked next to who did not take advantage of me. Kurt, Scott, Cody, Kimmy, Tay, Romeo. Like...
Thanks for names. That's awesome. Thanks for all the names.
Someone being next to you is not consent. I guess I should reenact for you what happened. All right, y'all, here's what happened.
Oh, guys, I have PTSD. I'm about to reenact a PTSD moment.
There were blankets, there were pillows. Not this many. I was in bed like this when he came and joined me. He lay here, and I was very groggy and half asleep. And he started to pressure me into things. Because I was facing him, I was like, not good. So I turned onto my stomach and put my arm between us to create a barrier, and I was looking at my pillow while trying to talk him out of it. Like, I went from facing him and talking to him and creating a physical barrier between us because he was coming on really fucking strong. He promised me beforehand that...
Where's the PTSD? I'm not trying to be that guy. There's so many holes in this story. We already know she's lying. But you're sitting here and you're doing these performative crybaby meltdowns on your other videos, just recalling the instance that this happened. And now you're reenacting the whole moment and you're like completely straight-faced. This makes no sense to me whatsoever.
That he wanted to just be friends. He promised me he wanted to spoil me as a friend, which obviously looking back on now, I was a fucking idiot for believing that. I was half asleep. Like, I had the strength to get up, make a couple jokes.
Wait, why did she need to get naked, by the way? Is she actually naked? Why would you need to actually get naked for this reenactment? What is wrong with you?
And then get back in bed. But I was not fully there. So he was pressuring me. The worst part about this is that I didn't even want to do it. You were coming on so strong. I turned onto my stomach, face toward my pillow, trying to talk about it first.
What is this from?
He started talking
explain what?
money. I said I could do that, expecting more of a conversation, but you took that as a cue. First, you started talking money so strong. I turned onto my stomach, face toward my pillow, trying to talk about it first. You started talking money. I said I could do that, expecting more of a conversation, but you took that as a cue to start making out with.
I'm so sorry. What?
Talking on so strong. I turned onto my stomach, face toward my pillow, trying to talk about it first. You started talking money. I said I could do that, expecting more of a conversation, but you...
Okay, so he's like, hey, you want to have sex? And you're like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, what if I gave you money? And you're like, oh, sure. And then he started having sex with you? That's crazy stuff. I mean, okay. I mean, you're a sugar baby. It makes sense that you'd be open to that. I don't... Okay. This is crazy.
You took that as a cue to start making out with me. So I was lying here like this, and then when I was halfway through what I was trying to say, he pushed me over and started putting his tongue in my mouth. Now, I will acknowledge that I did not fight him off.
You just said that you accepted money from him for it. I don't understand.
I will acknowledge that I froze because that is my trauma response. It was all very quick.
Oh my God.
I really did not have time to think.
How much money did he pay you for it then? You know, what was it, like $1,000 a minute? Or?
And then he worked his way down my body in a way in which I can describe only felt like someone going down the checklist of everything they had ever dreamt of doing to you. I am going to reenact for you what he did. And
oh my God, are we really doing this? This is supposed to be the most traumatic moment of your life. Cool.
The following morning, Daniel informed me that he spent the entire night crying and puking, and he swore that it would never happen again.
Okay.
And that's part of why I believed that he wouldn't do it again. Because when someone admits to crying and puking after doing something like that to you, and they promise they're not going to do it again...
So just to be clear, I wouldn't doubt that he's like, I'll never do it again. She's trying to make it seem like he's like, I'll never rape you again. I'm so sorry. They cheated on his girlfriend together. That's what this is. But okay. So if he said that, that's what he's probably referring to.
You kind of think they won't do it again. So that's what I was wearing. After the pool, we went back to the hotel room so we could get my shit.
Yeah.
Because not only did I have to like change and stuff, but for Batok ceremonies, you need like an offering, and I needed to go get my food and stuff that I had there. And then he started pressuring me into the shit that he promised wouldn't happen. And I repeatedly told him, Daniel, we just talked about this. We said we weren't going to do this. We just talked about this over breakfast. You promised me we were just friends. He kept pressuring me. He kept pressuring me.
So what I think happened is that like they got together to fuck for the first time ever or whatever, and it was like really bad. And she's like, oh, I don't want to fuck him again.
I had somewhere to fucking be. So as per usual, I did not fight back. And I will acknowledge that. He did push me to my knees and shove his dick in my mouth, saying, suck my cock. That time, he also made me lie down on the bed while he laid the money that he took out of the ATM that he promised would be just for being friends on my...
You just showed us that you wanted money for sex. You just showed us that you accepted money from him for sex. What are you talking about? Now you're trying to convince us that it was just friend money? Oh, okay, true.
My body. And I will acknowledge I did not fight him off. But I did
Okay.
repeatedly try to talk him out of it, and whenever he pushed for sex, I did reject that. Oh my god, the shit he moaned. The second time when he was jerking himself off, staring at me like I was a fucking porno magazine, he said this.
All right, I can't listen to this.
But he said that on loop until he came
Okay.
all over my sacred tattoo. So yeah,
All right.
I tried to talk him out of it, but I did not use the word no, and I did not use the word stop.
We get it. You're trying to sit here and like get people to think that you had like an emotional trauma response where you froze. You didn't. You're a prostitute. He paid you. You accepted the money. You were obsessed with him for a very long time. You wrote love poems about him and how much you hated his girlfriend. You met up together to have sex, and now you're doing a whole performance. It's really disgusting. It's childish. It's insulting to victims. You claim to have PTSD, but you're doing a literal reenactment in front of us right now, which is bizarre how you were like so straight-faced for most of it. I don't believe any of this.
Stop. I knew that his flight was the next day during the day.
Okay.
I knew that I was going to get one more night alone. There was a third day, and everyone's going to be like, hey, why didn't you run away? Where the fuck was I going to sleep? Where the fuck was I going to stay? We went to
I don't know, sugar baby money from other guys.
an art exhibit place. It was like something 15, that crazy place. Just went there and hung out. In his reply
So you went on a date. You went on a date the last day. Okay.
video to mine, he explicitly said that we had consensual sex.
Clearly, yes.
Which is interesting because in his message here, he
I don't agree with that, but I understand. We didn't have sex, but that's not really the point with the line. So you're not wrong, but that's why I didn't want to cross that line again. That specific line. Again, I understand if you hate me. Okay, I mean, if what you're saying is true, he just jerked off on you. Well, so first and foremost, your whole narrative is that he just jerked off on you, which is like when you said you didn't want to have sex. So it kind of hurts the whole he didn't listen to me for consent. It kind of kills that argument. But this would be considered a sexual encounter. Okay.
he says we didn't have sex. So we now officially have on record him saying that we had sex, but I have record here him saying that we didn't have sex.
Great. Oh, like, did I cross other lines? Dude, holy shit, did I pressure you? The issue is that you kept going back and forth. You set it up, then you said you'd never do it, then you said you might, then you said absolutely no. Then you turned up that night and had changed your mind again. You did pressure me, but at the same time, I had wanted it to happen before. Okay. On one hand, it was completely fucks me up whenever you change your mind, but on the other hand, I know it was going to happen. I promise you, I will never change again. I know how you won't believe me now, and it's on me to prove it to you. Am I still invited in July? Pressuring for something, making me feel like you want it, and then immediately regretting it doesn't feel good, but at least I got paid. Okay. Ouch. But yeah, fair. Do you hate me? I wouldn't blame you. Okay, so what we're seeing now is a guy who's like regretting cheating on his girlfriend, but still wants to do it, and then he does it, and the only thing that she feels pressured by is the fact that he keeps changing his mind, not that she doesn't want to do it. That's literally it. And then what the biggest thing here, just so that you know, the biggest part of this that you really need to focus on is that it doesn't feel good. Because pressuring me for something, making me feel like you want it, and then immediately regretting it doesn't feel good. The biggest issue that she has is the fact that he's like, oh, I want to have sex with you, has sex with her, then he regrets it, and she doesn't feel good about it. That's literally it. That's the thing that bothers her more than anything else. In the screenshots that she shows, this is undeniable proof that she shows that she lied about the entire thing, which we didn't need because we knew she lied from the first video, because the first video exposes her true intentions behind everything. This is it. This entire thing is her showing us that she is 100% wrong, lying about everything that she said the entire time. This is insane. This is how you know she's fucking insane, because she's showing us that she's lying. Right here. In person. Wild. All right. Let's finish this up. Oh, there's more. Ugh.
Have sex.
Ugh. Ugh. Ouch, fair. Do you hate me? The whole trip probably would have fucked me up emotionally, but at least I was compensated for it. I know you kept saying you didn't want me to feel like you were just getting out of your system, but clearly you were. I don't agree with that, but I understand. We didn't have sex, but that's not really the point with the line, so you're not wrong, but that's why blah, blah, blah. We already read this. Kind of wonder why you even crossed the line, because you didn't commit to it, even in the moment. It seemed like you just tried to end it as fast as possible to get it over with, like you weren't allowing yourself to enjoy it. That's probably why he came fast. Also, you guys agreed to meet up to have sex. Like she's playing. It's weird because she's playing stupid. She's like playing this pretend game where like I'm not gonna do anything. Okay, you guys just planned on cheating on his girlfriend because of the guilt. Because part of me was doing it because you said you cried last time. I left because nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Because of the guilt, because a part of me was doing it because you said you cried last time I left because nothing happened, which is stupid because it made it worse. I made the wrong call both times. This is your evidence that last time you got together, you cried, you guilted him for not doing anything with you. And wait, so who pressured who? Wait a minute. It seems like she's the one who pressured him. She cried about the whole she cried because he didn't do anything with her last time. How do you wait a minute. Is she actually the real she's the one. Wait, this just shows that she's the one, no? What? Sorry if that's a bad answer, but I just want you to give the truth. I also want to say I still had a really good time with you. I did not cry because nothing happened. Oh, that's what I thought. My God. I cried because you keep changing your fucking mind. Dude, this is exactly what it is. You keep changing your fucking mind because you tell me I'm your favorite and then ghost me for months at a time because you pop out of the woodwork, tell me you have feelings for me, and then try to pressure something with me and then say you'll never betray her. I cried because time again and again, all throughout my life, I've always been second choice, and every time you fuck me around, it hits me right where it hurts. You spent so long trying not to hurt Kayla that you just put it all on me. Also, if you were doing it for me, then you should have just put in a little more effort in regards to my pleasure, LMAO. I really felt like it was just for you. Wait, this is her showing that she consensually did it and wished that he would have done a little bit more to make her feel good about it. Oh my God. Dude, this is insane. She's going on about how she didn't want any of it, but then this is afterwards, and she's like, I really wish that you focused more on my pleasure. But you just said that you didn't want any of it. This doesn't make any sense. You just said, what, dude, she's, oh my God, she's lying so hard. This is insane. This is insane how hard she's lying. Holy fuck. It's so funny when these fucking morons that will prove that they're lying. When we were talking by the pool, you asked me what my favorite part of the trip was. I said just hanging out with you, especially by the pool. You said your favorite part was the part we couldn't talk about. So what the fuck is this? She's in love with this guy. She's in love with this guy, dude. Oh my God. Don't you dare try and put any of this on me. I never asked you to cheat. Yes, clearly you did. The last night I said I wanted to do more because you said, wait, what? The last night I said I wanted to do more because you said that it had been your favorite part, and then you played it like you didn't want it again. Her saying that she wanted him to do it again after she explicitly told us that he forced her. She's like, I wanted to do it again with you. This is her telling us she wanted to do it again. What is happening here? My brain is fucking melting. Oh, she's insane. She's insane. Oh my God, this is fucking crazy. Holy fuck. This is insane. It seems only you are allowed to express any kind of lust. When I finally do it, it's because I've been doing it. You never feel like it. Dude, she's sitting here saying that she expressed lust. She's sitting here talking about how she expressed lust, a desire to sleep with him. This is what she's saying right here. Oh my God. Dude, this is fucking crazy. Those lawyers are getting paid, baby. Holy fuck. You can't possibly give more. Dude, how much more there's so much more self-owning. Naomi, I promise I wasn't trying to put anything on you. I didn't mean it that way at all. I'm so sorry that came out that way. I thought it was what you wanted. That is all. Not that you made me do anything. Well, she clearly wanted it because she expressed lust. And not that you made me do anything. In no way, shape, or form is anything that happened your responsibility, period. I purely and only meant I thought you wanted me, and that is it. I did not mean to say I felt guilted into anything because I didn't. I hope we can talk soon to talk this out. Call soon to talk this out. Oh my God.
On April 28th, he blamed his demons and the voices.
Okay. Hi, there's part of me that is still hurt and mad and wants you to suffer, but also I... Oh my god, dude, here we go again. Hey, I really want you to suffer. Wow, I wonder why you lied about all this. Wait, so somebody said apparently she sent a video to his girlfriend on their anniversary, and that's why he sent the cease and desist. So this wasn't over a video. This was over her being an insane stalker, which we already knew. Oh, this is insane. Okay, I want you to suffer, but also I love you and care about you and I'm worried about you. You're going through a lot right now, and I've been thinking about you. I hope things are okay over there. I'm trying to fix myself. I'm trying to not be the person the voices in my head tell me I am. Well, he's annoying and cringe, but a part of that is stopping with the lies. The guilt made me sussy. You know what I mean? I don't want to say the word. He didn't want to be alive. I almost got put in an institution by the first shrink I saw when I got back, like with my mom. Okay. As a result, I told Kayla everything, what we did, what I said, the money I gave you, everything. She deserved to know and amazingly has stuck with me, but the hurt I saw in her is my biggest regret in life, and I've realized so fucking much since I got back about why I am so fucked up and unhealthy towards sex and relationships. There are two people in me, and I want to be the good one. There's two wolves in me. I am so sorry. I hurt you as well. I didn't want to hurt anyone, and oh my god, you didn't deserve this, but I don't want to blame trauma or any excuse. I fucked up. I started acting like the voices in my head told me I am. I can't just say it because of what happened to me. No excuses. I would never stop behaving this way if I wasn't finally honest. Wow. Incredible. Not only about what happened between us, but how horribly miserable I've been for my adult life. I hope you understand, but we shouldn't talk. I genuinely wish you the best future possible. We are not good for each other, and and what I am responsible for happening is something I will be trying to fix for the years. This is why she went fucking insane, because he's blocking her here. I fucking called it from the start.
In his head for his behavior and blocked me. I'm trying to not be the person the voices in my head tell me I am. Okay. A part of that is stopping with
Are you really going to read this?
The guilt made me suicidal. I've realized so fucking much since I got back about why I am so fucked up and unhealthy towards sex and relationships. There are two people in me, and I want to be the good one. I'm so sorry I hurt you as well. I didn't want to hurt anyone, and my god, you didn't deserve this, but I don't want to blame trauma or any excuse. I fucked up. I started acting like the voices in my head tell me I am. I can't just say this because of what happened to me. No excuses. And what I'm responsible for happening is something I've been trying to fix for years.
Okay, I just wanted to skip through it. We didn't really need it. I want to, we just let her, whatever.
May 1st, I made 2 videos because my whiny ass does this. This is a couple of clips from the video that was sent to her.
This is how I initially reached out to his partner. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I didn't want it. I didn't enjoy it. I feel absolutely sick to my stomach. We had explicitly decided we were just friends. He changed his mind on the day. He started making out with me before I'd even agreed to do anything. I just want you to know I am truly sorry, and you deserve better. I sent it to his partner May 7th.
That's insane. That's insane. She just finished showing us 15 minutes worth of proof that she was in love with him, that she would write him poetry and music and songs and desired him and did everything consensually and enjoyed it and wanted to be with him, and that he was the one who terminated the relationship because he felt bad for cheating, which they both got together to do. And then right after that, she creates a made-up story about how he violated her and she didn't want to do any of it and sent it to his partner. That's disgusting. The only thing worse than this is the fact that her poetry was fucking terrible. There was no rhymes. Okay.
I know she watched that video.
Yeah.
That's the one she responded to.
Yeah, that's probably why she told you to stop.
And she asked me for the truth. At that same time, I made a video for Daniel because I was...
What, did you finger your pussy?
In a state of shock, and I was very confused, and I felt very used and objectified and fetishized and taken advantage of.
And you want to know what? If this wasn't a false rape accusation, that's all valid. All of that is valid if this wasn't a false assault story. If this was this guy, like if this was just, hey, this guy is a shitty, that would have been fine. I don't think that we need to hear about it on the internet, but that's fine. But you feel used by a guy that you fell in love with, and it didn't work out, and he blocked you because he wanted to move on with his life. And that is probably really hurtful. But you're coming here and you're lying about being raped. And so, like, I don't care. That's the problem. If it was just that story, I'd be like, that is really shitty, and that's totally valid. You feel that way. You're lying about being assaulted. You're lying. You showed us proof that you're lying. So.
And violated. But I was also devastated and in the state of hating myself for letting it happen. Because that's the kind of guilt that we live with. Here's a couple clips from his video.
I wanted to talk about it in the morning. You pushed for it at night. We'd agreed we were just friends that trip. You changed your fucking mind and didn't give me time to comprehend it. I was on 50 milligrams that night. You were on 10.
I thought you said you were on like 1,000 milligrams because you were just doing like 40 milligrams every 2 seconds. Also, it looks weird watching her in the mirror standing up and recording this.
I was half asleep. You were wide awake. I feel so fucking used. I didn't even want to.
May 15th.
Yes, you did, because you showed us that you wanted to.
My friend sent her a link to that letter. And then that was that. That was the last of it.
Yeah, because he put a cease and desist on you.
Over a month later, June 19th, I posted that video, a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. It was about manipulation, consent, and assault. Some people are getting like mad about that, like the description's in the title. In that video, one of the things that I said was this.
I was basically this man's therapist for 3 fucking years. And as I slowly unraveled his story and figured it out and kind of figured out why he does what he does.
You guys were in love. Well, you were in love with him for 3 years. You wrote him poems.
You know, it was all like a revelation to him, and now he's in therapy, blah, blah, blah. I recently got in contact with somebody he assaulted 7 years ago. And as she and I have been talking...
I mean, okay, incredible.
It has become blatantly clear that none of what I figured out was a revelation. This man has been doing the same things, he has been using the same excuses, he's been manipulating and lying and coercing for almost a decade.
It sounds like he's a serial cheater. Okay.
If I had been the only person, I would have been like, okay, that was fucked up. You piece of shit, go to therapy. But it's, discovering that it was all premeditated and it was all planned. And for 3 years, it was just like manipulating and building up to this. And he's been doing it for 7 years. It's kind of like...
In that video, I said that, I had spoken to someone that had allegedly been assaulted by this person that I never...
It's interesting that you're being careful now and you're saying it's alleged.
...named. And talking to her was horrific.
Wow. But you said it was alleged, so you don't even believe it's 100% true.
Talking to her made me see a lot of things very clearly.
Wow.
8 days later, I received the most aggressive cease and desist with many errors over the video that never identified who it was about.
Maybe it's over the fact that you're a stalker fucking crazy bitch. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
I replied that day because they gave me a 24-hour response period, which was not enough time for me to get my own lawyer. So I gave his lawyer hella sass.
Thanks for reaching out. It's perfect timing. I was going to take down the video from him and his girlfriend the other day. That being said, I want you to know that they were unlisted, meaning that only people who ever saw them were them. What? Sorry, this is you admitting that the video is about them, right? Like she keeps pretending that it's not, even though it's very clear. But this is, I was going to take the video down. Excuse me. I was going to take down the videos for him and his girlfriend the other day. This is you admitting that the video is about him. Dude, she's a weird liar. Dude, okay. He needs he doesn't need a restraining order. He needs something that will like put a shock collar on her. So if she gets within 1,000 feet, she just starts getting electrocuted. That being said, I want you to know that they were unlisted, whatever. I also have removed the letter, but he was read that letter many months ago. For the last video, it was not about him. It was a general discussion. I talk about mental health and trauma. Oh, okay. So she's referring to 2 other videos she had put up in the first place. And you expect us to believe that that one's not about him? Okay. Talk about mental health, trauma, blah, blah, blah. And even written books about it. My personal example was from an incident with someone else. After my experience with him, I go to Vegas after he got tattooed. He knows that. If this is not true, this is insane. If you think this video is about him, it just says something about how he views his own behavior. Let me know if there's anything else I could do for you. Thanks, Naomi. P.S. Can we explain that? Okay, great. Gotcha, great.
Which I probably shouldn't have, but... So, the 2 videos that were made May 1st, that were sent May 7th, those were the other videos referenced in the cease and desist.
Okay.
Because a lot of people were like, what the fuck, it says videos. So the first link led to those 2 videos. The second link led to the 8-page letter.
Are you telling me that you put the fucking... Wait, so she put those 2 videos up on her page, that's where, and then sent them in. I guess it was, she claims they were unlisted. I'm sorry. So you made 2 psychopath fucking videos and put them up and then sent them to them. And then the third one you want us to believe is not about him? Okay.
And the third link led to a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I knew that coming forward would potentially ruin me. Get me sued. He didn't really mention the second allegation in his...
Yeah, because there's nothing to mention.
Little monotonous read. He's still trying to sweep that one under the rug. So he is going to focus all of his energy on trying to ruin me as much as he can on his way out.
Okay.
And he's going to be able to. I will acknowledge that I did not fight him off. And I did continue to hang out with him afterwards.
You literally consented to it and you proved it to us.
Because I was in a state of shock.
Okay.
And I fawn, which I hate. I feel like I had to say something.
I love that. It's like, I didn't fight him off. I also fawn. Do you know what fawning means? Fawning is when you pine over somebody. You love somebody. That's what she's saying. And I fawn. Okay? It's when you it's people use it's when you are like obsessed with somebody, when you love somebody. Right? This is what fawn means. Fawn over means to flatter or show excessive attention to someone or something in an attempt to gain favor, approval, or liking. So what she literally just said here is that the reason that she let him do things to her is because she liked him a lot. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Who would have thought? That's fucking crazy. That's consent, idiot. You fucking moron, idiot fuck. You fucking stupid fuck. You're fucking approving it. You consented. You're telling us that you consented. You said it like 7 times in this video. Holy fuck.
Genuinely, I don't want anyone else getting hurt. And I am willing to be publicly crucified for it. He can afford the best lawyers. Somebody informed me he hired...
He doesn't need a best lawyer. He could get a moron and they would win. Honestly, you would probably be a great lawyer for him because you're proving everything he's saying correct.
A global crisis PR manager. Like, I'm going to end up bankrupt, I'm telling you right now.
Good. You're crazy. You're crazy. Okay, that's something. We're going to move on to this. She posted more stuff. This is actually insane. She posted more stuff. This is actually the 8-page. Apparently she posted this and then she removed it. She's gone through like multiple versions of this video, this apology video, and then Daniel Greene responded. So I want to read all this stuff piece by piece. Let's do it. Let's start there. All right. Daniel, I'm going to start off with this. I can't wait to hang out with you in Vegas. Can't wait to just talk and smoke weed and explore and eat. Don't let any of this convince you otherwise. That being said, I'll get to it. There are so many conflicting feelings here. On one hand, I'm happy to be your friend forever and just talk and hang out and smoke weed, explore new cities, talk about our books and worlds and lives. I want to meet your cat. Okay? And steal him. On the other hand, I want to hug you and cuddle you and kiss your face and tell you how pretty you are and how I have thought to myself numerous times about how you're going to age like fine wine. Wow, this is not crazy at all. But on the other hand, I feel disgusting. I feel horrible, like a whore. She's literally a sugar baby, just to be clear. But okay. I feel disgusting because you committed to a monogamous relationship with a wonderful girl, and you're cheating every time we talk. I feel dirty because she has no idea what's going on, and she thinks you love her. You and I have been more than friends since the day we started talking, but I'm so on edge all the time because my feelings aside, you give me whiplash. Wow, this is actually incredible. You say I'm a friend, but we barely talk. Then every couple months when we haven't spoken, you pop up out of the woodwork to confess your feelings. Tell me you're miserable in your relationship. Tell me you've thought about breaking up with her multiple times and straight up say you want to start an affair. That's wild. This guy, this guy might be a fuckboy. We could criticize him for that. Unfortunately, we have a false allegation against him from her, so kind of focused on that. But if this is all true, he is like a fuckboy and he's like a loser. But we can't even really weigh in on that because she's falsely accusing him of sexual assault. Then you disappear. You come to me with your feelings. You come to me with grand ideas of secret rendezvous. You come to me and plan and book, and then you bail. Last year, you called me out of the blue and told me to fly to Utah because you'd gotten there 2 days early and you were bored. So, of course, I assumed I was just a hot side piece you were hoping to fuck from time to time. You say you want to cheat, and then you say you don't. You say you want to ram your cock down my throat and that you think about me when you fuck her. Ew, this guy's a real piece of dog shit. and you want an affair, then you say you could never betray her and have the audacity to play it off like you're taking the moral high ground. Wow. If this is all true, he is a real piece of poo-poos. I will say that. Okay. And then, of course, within a couple months, you've changed your mind again. You go between being a friend to not being there at all, to wanting to set up an arrangement and fuck me for 48 hours straight. You want to be rough and dirty and do and say filthy things, but the moment it could actually happen, suddenly there's an issue with it and you don't like it anymore. It feels like you're just stuck in an unhappy relationship, and I'm the one you project all your fantasies onto. Just to be clear, she needs to, the actual girlfriend should not have forgiven this guy. She should have left this dude. Because, listen, like, either all these so here's the problem. Either all these things are true, and either all of these things are true, and like he actually didn't want to be with his girlfriend and he wanted to be with her and blah 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 blah, or he's just saying that to try to like get this girl to have sex with him. And either way, like, that's like an additional level of disgusting. Like, it's obviously cheating's gross, but cheating by talking poorly about your partner, oh, I think about you when I'm with her, oh, that's just like an additional level. So this guy is a bad person, just to be clear, okay? Because he's a bad person, but she is so much worse that is the main focus right now. That's the reality. Jesus. So you dream and you imagine and you even tell me about it from time to time, and you get really into the idea too. But the moment you realize it could actually happen, the moment I'm like, all right, fine, let's do this, you no longer want it. You like the idea until it's an actual possibility. You like the idea of me, but you panic the second you realize it could actually happen. And I'm pretty sure if I'd say yes back then, when you were still trying to get me to move to Richmond, you'd probably just be fucking me, fantasizing about her instead. And to that, I'm sure you'll be upset, and that you'll say that's how you feel and all, but you don't want me to think you do. But can you blame me? Wow, incredible. Now, for this next part, I am saying this to you as a friend and as Kayla's friend. Yuck. That's the girlfriend. Oh, well, now fiance. Even though I have never met her. Okay, that's strange. I'm saying this as someone that genuinely cares about what is happening to her. Kayla's situation hits really close to home for me. I moved to Australia for love. I was in Singapore with tickets booked for Vancouver. Well, how did she have this money? Oh, she's a sugar baby. Then I met a boy and fell in love, and that plane turned the fuck around. I know what it's like to move somewhere for love and never settle in. I know what it's like to have every person in my life come from someone else's life. I know what it's like to have my partner's family say snippy things and make me feel incredibly alone. I know what it's like to be completely dependent on somebody in a city where I have nobody else. I know what it's like to have friends and a job, but to never really have friends or a job that I enjoy. A lot of the reasons you're not happy with Kayla are the same reasons my ex-husband wasn't happy with me. I never dressed up. I never wanted to go out and show it off. I wasn't enough of a... Dude, honestly, like, if this had been like a, hey, he was like really shitty to me, I'd be on her side. But like, this is a false accusation. So it's like, well, that's the focus. Because all this reads as like a woman who's being like, she's being fuckboyed. She's being manipulated by him. Right? This is the honest. This seems like the actual honest truth. But we led with a false accusation. So what am I supposed to do with this? Freak in the bedroom. Who I am now is who my ex would have wanted to cheat with then. He always wanted me to be fit and tanned, and God, he put emphasis on asses and building glute muscles. When we were talking the other day about the photos you JO to, you jork it to, you mentioned the butt photos, and it gave me flashbacks to when my ex-husband would always be staring at other girls' asses, and when he cheated and I was asking all the sordid details, he mentioned that when they got to her house and were making out in the kitchen, he glanced up and saw them in a reflection. And he talked about his hand on her ass. I keep having flashbacks. This is hitting me so fucking close to home. I honestly thought that you wanted to be with her and stay with her in the long run and have her to be your cute domestic wife. I honestly thought you just wanted to hang out, hoping to fuck me from time to time to get your kicks and to get your satisfaction. I thought you had the whole Madonna or complex figured out. You clear Madonna, you clear the whore. When I asked you what your dream scenario was, I genuinely expected you to say never break up with Kayla, but also have you. Instead, you said dream scenario, I'm dating you and Kayla is my best friend. He's a loser, dude. Holy fuck. You told me you've never thought about breaking up with her multiple times over the last 2 years, and the only reason you didn't was because she moved there for you, because of her life setup or lack thereof. And now your plan is to break up with her 2 years from now? If you know and have known that you will break up with her in the end, what the fuck are you doing? The longer you wait to tell her, the worse it's going to be. The longer you lie, the worse it's going to be. You think it'll be bad breaking up 2 years in? What the fuck makes you think it will be easier for you 4 years in? Okay. You seem to think that moving to New York will be better for both of you and that she'll build a life there for herself. You don't seem to realize that packing up and moving to a whole new city together is only going to keep building your life together. It is only going to dig your together hole even deeper. Jesus. I understand why you want to wait. I do. Trust me. I was in her position. At 20 years old, I understand that you think it'll be better for Kayla if you wait, but that's not true. When my husband cheated on me, I did not have a job. He was paying rent. He was paying the bills. I was completely dependent onto him. Wow. What's really incredible is despite the fact that he got this message, he still engaged with her. He still had sex with her. Like, she's insane. He knows that. He's playing her so hard. He's just, bro, it would be, dude, again, if this wasn't a false accusation, he would be this makes him look like such a disgusting fuck. When I found out he cheated, yeah, it fucking hurt. And I wanted to fucking die. Trust me, I wanted to take my own life. But I got a job and I fucking saved up. And within a few months, I was gone. Have I ever once thought to myself, man, I wish he'd waited 2 years before telling me? No. Everyone I know that has been cheated or lied to or left by someone that didn't love them anymore, every single person would pick being told the truth over being lied to. Yeah, she's perfect for Destiny. That's funny. Yeah, maybe that'll be the next one up. You say she is your best friend, but you can't even be honest with her, and you never have been. Not fully. You say she is your best friend, but you're willing to lie and let her live thinking that you love her and want to spend the rest of your life with her. For what? You're afraid of hurting her feelings? Or are you just afraid of having to deal with the fallout of this scenario you created? No matter how it ends, you're going to hurt her feelings. No matter how it ends, you are going to have to deal with the very messy fallout from the scenario you created, whether you do it now or whether you do it in 2 years. Wow. No matter how it ends, you are going to hurt her. I asked you the other day, when was the last time you looked at her and thought to yourself, I want to be with this girl and this girl alone for the rest of my life? You said never. Wow. Wow. I honestly believe everything she's saying in this document because this is actually the truth. I think that this is the actual truth. Like, that's why she didn't show it until now. This is crazy. It's honestly fucking crazy. I asked you if you thought she'd still be your friend after all this, if you waited 2 years, helped her get her life together, and then broke up after. I asked you that, wondering if you could think of a scenario in which she would remain your friend, but you couldn't. No matter what, this is going to destroy her, but it is going to be worse the longer you lie. So why are you wasting more years of your life? She deserves to be with somebody that loves her in the way she needs to be loved, someone that isn't lying and hasn't been lying the entire fucking time, someone that doesn't think about other people during sex, someone that doesn't wank it to someone else's photos, and someone that wants a monogamous future with her. Every day you stay with her is a day wasted. Every day she remains your girlfriend is a day she could have been someone else's. Someone that actually might be working towards a future with her. She's a grown woman. Let her be part of the conversation. Oh my God. Jesus. Oh my God. This is horrific. This really is really so. I feel so bad for this Kayla person. This guy's such a scumbag. She can keep her job with you. There are plenty of people that retain healthy work partnerships with exes. I don't know if there's plenty, but okay. But it's only going to happen if you are honest with her. Money is money. A job's a job. A city is a city. None of this is true. What I care about are the deep, permanent psychological scars you're going to leave her with should you continue to lie. I'm not telling you to break up with her. Well, you are, but you should be. If you did it now, it'd be completely out of left field, given how you've been lying. What you need to do is be honest. You need to tell her you love her as a friend, but you are falling out of love with her as a romantic partner. This is an example of what I think you should say. And please remember, this is coming from someone who knows what the fuck she's going through. I am telling you this for her, not for me. For her. This is what I think you should say. You are my best friend, and I love you as my best friend. And I don't want to hurt you, but the longer I say nothing, the worse it's going to be. There is a side of me I have not been honest with you about, and it's eating me alive. I am not and never will be monogamous. I have struggled with this my entire life, and I thought I'd be okay with two of us together. But it has been eating away at me, and I don't want to let this build. I don't want to turn into more secrets and lies and resentment. I love you as my best friend, but it has been a while since I felt as though you were more than that. I've been trying, really trying to get it back there, but it's not happening. I'm not breaking up with you. I'm not walking away from you. I love you. You are my best friend, and I do not want to lose you, but you deserve to know the truth. You deserve to know what's going on. You deserve to be part of the conversation. Okay, this is just be an insanely weird thing to say, but okay. Just to be clear, he decided to keep talking to her after this. Okay, you guys, you want to be, again, this message isn't the problem. The problem is the false accusations, but he decided to keep talking to this girl after he said this. Like, it's very clear that, like, he was lying to somebody. He was definitely lying to somebody. We're working towards moving to New York. I think it'll be better for both of us, but I want you to be working towards a life for yourself, separate from what we have together. I want New York to be yours, not ours. I am not leaving you, but you should plan the future in which you leave me. This is insane. This is like the worst. This is like the worst thing you could ever say to somebody. You better just be like, listen, I don't think it's working out. This is like, hey, I love you. Let's move to New York, and then you kind of slowly break up with me. Like, what are you going to give them a fucking severance package? Whatever. I will never be able to love you in the way you need to be loved, or give you the life you truly want and need and deserve. And I don't want to string you along and waste your time. I love the partnership we have, and I want to keep that forever. But as for a long-term monogamous relationship, if that is what you want, you should start looking for it elsewhere. I wish I had talked to you about this ages ago, months, years, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to hurt you. But I have realized the longer I say nothing, the longer I wait, the worse it gets. I am so sorry. You deserve better than this. You deserve better than me. I'm telling you how I really feel so you can figure out how you really feel. Because as is, you're in the dark, and I don't want to keep you there anymore. Feel free to add, I was going to wait until after we moved to New York and you finally had your own job and life and friends, but I get the feeling that would only make her feel worse. So imagine how bad it would be if you actually did that. Staying with her because you pity her situation. Being left by somebody sucks. But what cuts far deeper is being lied to. So true. You intend on spending the next 2 years working towards breaking up with her. Not only is that fucking stupid, it's fucking rude. You are essentially saying that she is nothing to you, or nothing without you. Nothing. Do you think she's nothing without you? Do you think she's pathetic and can't get by without you? She has friends, she has family, she has fucking agency. Worst case scenario, she wants to move back to Korea and can't afford it. Okay. This is kind of a fair point. So, how many? Oh, it's 2 more pages. 14 pages! Just kidding. JK LOL. JK LOL. You can, and helping her move back to Korea will be a lot cheaper than helping her move to New York first. Selling your house in Richmond and buying another one, helping her set up her life, helping her get a job. What if a whole year in New York isn't enough? 2 years in Richmond wasn't? What then? Are you going to help her move somewhere new and set her up a life again? A life there again? No matter what you do, in the end, you are going to hurt her. So decide if you want to be honest with her now and have her be part of the fucking conversation, or if you'd like to continue going down the road you've been going down that has brought you nothing but regret and resent and self-loathing. If you know you're going to break up with her in the end, at least start to ease her into it now. The longer you wait, the worse it will be for her and you. You're not just lying to her, you're lying to your parents, your family, your friends. You're lying to your followers and your viewers. Every day of your life you are lying, and that is why you are so angry. That is why you are so stressed all the time. You work and work and work to try to distance yourself from the problem. You seem to think working will somehow fix the problem. When I thought you wanted to stay with her and maybe bang me on the side and commit to being a cheater, that was one thing. Now that I know you want to break up with her and have all, it's just interesting how willing she is to be a side piece, but okay. I mean, I get the differentiation. Like, oh, you want to just fuck me on the side versus like, oh, you want to leave the girl. Again, he might just be saying that to try to get this girl be his side piece, but now that I know you want to break up with her and have wanted to for a long time and are planning and waiting 2 years to do it, quite frankly, in many ways, that is worse. The next 2 years of your life will be a lie. Anytime the two of you are tagged in a post, a cute photo or video, it will be a lie, which will probably be fine at the time. But one day when you break up and she realizes that all this time was a lie, everything you said to her during those 2 years will become something she will never be able to hear from someone else and believe. When she realizes that you didn't mean it when you told her you loved her, and that you didn't mean it when you talked about a future with her, and that you haven't been sexually satisfied in years, God forbid she finds out you think it's cute when she tries to be sexy in the bedroom. Jesus. When she finds out about that, she will never trust you again. And no matter how good of a life she has in New York, it will be tainted by the memory of you and that fake life you built. Wow, incredible. Incredible. This is the final piece. And when she finds out that you stayed with her because you felt bad and was waiting for her to finally have her own life, that's not going to make her feel better. That's going to make her that's not going to make her appreciate you. It will make her feel worse, and it'll make her hate you. If you want to keep her in your life, tell her the truth. Ugly truths are better than lies. Be honest with her. Let her be a part of the fucking conversation. This definitely decimates her narrative, by the way. You've already made up your mind that you're not going to be with her. So from now on until whenever you finally do it, you are a liar and a cheater. And you're pathetic because you'd rather string her along for another 2 years than have a real fucking conversation with her. New York could be a beautiful new beginning for her. Let it be. Talk to her now so by the time you move, you're on the same page and you can actually build the lives you need. Don't lie to her for 2 more fucking years. This is me talking to you as a friend and as somebody that has been through what she's going through. Don't do this to her. Tell her the fucking truth. Wow. Again, if we started with all that, this wouldn't have been so bad. This would have been more like, oh yeah, he is kind of a scumbag fuck. But we started with false accusations. So, all right. Well, this is her video. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Apparently she tried to do this multiple times.
This is the 5th time I have tried recording an apology video.
Okay.
And there's no way to get it right. I am so sorry to every survivor that I have hurt in doing this.
What changed? What made her decide that she's changed?
That was not my intent. And it breaks my heart how many people I have hurt.
No, it doesn't. You don't care. The reality is that this is like a woman scorned who's willing to lie. That's for sure. I understand her intention wasn't to hurt survivors. Her intention was to try to ruin his life because he strung her along. And there's a conversation to have about how maybe he deserves some of his life to be ruined, if I'm being honest with you. He seems to be a real piece of dog shit. But, it's not the play to lie. She could have just came forward with all this other stuff and it would have been like, oh shit.
I have been reading your comments and...
Oh, him suing her. Yeah, probably. Definitely, yeah.
I am devastated by what I have done. This is not normal behavior. This is not okay. And I am checking myself. Part 2 was taken down by YouTube. It got flagged for sexual content. I'm not the one who took it down. I'm not trying to hide things.
Yeah, I know, because which, by the way, it's good that I know now, because then by the time I could release all this stuff together in one comprehensive video, and then I could edit that stuff out, because it was rather weird.
I'm not trying to pretend it didn't happen. And I already know that a bunch of you have downloaded it, so I'm not trying to hide. I am so sorry to every survivor that I have hurt in this. I am also, horrifically sorry. I want to apologize to Kayla so much. And Daniel, I am devastated by how many people I have hurt. I never said that I said no.
Daniel!
I never said that I fought him off. I never said that I said stop. I never said that he raped me. And now I have hurt.
What? You did. You said that you literally said that he raped you. What are you talking about? What is she saying?
No, I never said that I fought him off. I never said that I said stop. I never said that he raped me.
These are all things you said verbatim. What are you talking about? You explicitly said all of these things. Part of me is like, damn, why this woman's insane. The fact that he fucked around with her in the first place is kind of a bad call there, huh?
And now I have hurt thousands of people. I have become that person that has set survivors back. And that revolts me. And I hate it to every...
This woman needs to be in like an institution.
Sexual assault survivor who watched my first video.
This woman's fucking crazy.
And felt something and related and then watched part 2 and felt completely betrayed. That also breaks my heart. Everyone's, experience of trauma is different. And I know that for so many people... I let you down, and I'm not okay with that. And I hurt so many people. It was not my intent.
It's crazy because regardless of whether she lied or not, if she had like an OnlyFans listed, like degenerate guys would have subscribed anyway. She lost out on a really big opportunity to get a bunch of horny fucks to jerk off to her and make a ton of money off this.
I genuinely thought I was doing something good. I thought I was protecting people, but clearly I was not. I am not okay with my behavior. It's really gross. I agree with your comments, and I am going to take a step back and reflect. I don't care. I don't like this version of me, so I'm going to put an end to this. Okay. I'm going to...
The version of you that's very susceptible to whatever anybody else thinks about you. Like, what's the change from like yesterday? That's the lawsuit's the only change. The fear of actual punishment is the only change.
Acknowledge my faults. I stand by my trauma, but I do not stand by my behavior. I am so sorry. I apologize. I genuinely don't know what I was thinking. I don't want to blame mental illness. I don't like this behavior.
Yes, you do. You definitely want to. The problem is this has been going on for such a long time, the lying. It's been like a year or so that it's like, it's just lies. This wasn't a spur of the moment thing. She's been lying for like a year or so.
Behavior, and I'm going to make it stop. And I am so sorry for all of the hurt that I have caused. I thought I was doing the right thing.
Okay.
Clearly I was wrong. And I am deeply ashamed of how I have been behaving.
I don't believe that, but at least it was short. Let's see what Dan Greene's. I don't like this guy, by the way. I think that he's a scumbag. He's still a scumbag. She's just much worse in the situation.
My name is Daniel Greene, and this is in response to Naomi King's recent videos accusing me falsely of sexual assault on a trip to Las Vegas. And it's very important to me that I immediately address how the title of this video is not clickbait. And Naomi King, in their own second video, recently included evidence to prove the title of this video. One, there was a screenshot of a text sent where Naomi King states themselves that they were asking for us to go further on the second day of the...
Yeah, I mean, most of us are just going to be watching this because we know all this. This is just him going to show stuff that like I already showed like in this, the full comprehensive video. So this, this
trip.
Is the end. So.
And on top of that, they included snippets from a video apologizing to Kayla. And there's even another one to myself where they remove context where Naomi King explicitly states that the relationship was consensual.
I wish I could take it all back. I wish I could take it all fucking back.
we've
It was
seen
not
all
worth
this
losing what we
before.
had. I wish I'd said no. I wish we'd never gone to Vegas.
I wonder if he decided to like drop the lawsuit if she apologized.
I feel so fucking guilty because of what I did. Because of what I did to Kayla.
And even in their video, they show the empty drive links that our lawyer had used and since erased for memory purposes. And that leads me to believe Naomi King thought we would no longer have copies of those videos, which is not the case. We do. And this also allows me to counter Naomi King's claim in their first video that I was unprovoked keeping tabs on them after our affair ended, which is not the case. In the days and weeks following us blocking Naomi King on several platforms, we continued to receive messages not only from Naomi King, but one of their friends. And also, to make the claim that I could not know this video was about me, I find to be absurd. It includes details about a trip to Las Vegas, and Naomi King also mentions contacting a
Kayla responded too. Where's that?
stalker of mine that I had told them about in confidence during our 3-year relationship. And once I realized Naomi King had contacted my stalker, Madison, that is when I decided to seek legal counsel. Naomi included clips in their recent video posted Saturday to make it seem even in these private videos they were claiming assault, which
Why do you got this writing on her? That's a weird tattoo. I think it's a tattoo.
is not the case. I'm going to play you clips from those personalized videos that Naomi King sent to Kayla and I and show you them directly contradicting the accusations they made against me and directly talk about how what happened was consensual. I will then show you how in their 2023 video that drove me to hire legal counsel, you can see Naomi King deciding to change consensual to non-consensual. This video will clearly show a pattern of escalation and dishonesty from Naomi King, and it'll start now.
He turned up at midnight, sober and awake, and pressured me, half asleep and on drugs, into sexual things that he and I had agreed beforehand would not happen. I was on 50 milligrams that night, you were on 10.
First of all, directly there, Naomi King is contradicting themselves, saying I was on 0, then 10. But in addition to that, even in the screenshot they show, they're messaging me about taking 40 milligrams around lunchtime, and then directly state that I arrived around midnight. I had no knowledge that Naomi King was continuing to take edibles, and that contradicts what actually happened when I arrived, where they walked down to the hotel lobby in a bathrobe, greeted me, and walked me back upstairs, sober as a whistle.
Anyway, I reached out to his girlfriend because I felt like shit, and I know what it's like to be cheated on, and it fucking sucks. She replied and asked me for the truth. She asked me for the truth. I was at the airport when I received that message. I headed home to send her the truth.
Is that like crazy, the audacity of somebody that like cheated? Like, was the other person in the cheating scenario to be like, I feel so guilty for you. Like, how condescending, you know what I mean?
By the time I got home, she had asked me to leave her alone, which I completely understood.
Like, you actively engaged in hurting them, and you're like, I'm so sorry. What?
So I respected that, and I left her alone. A handful of days later, she reached out to me again to call me a vile, despicable human being. It was that message that made it very clear to me that she had been asking him for the truth, and he was still lying.
Naomi King said in their video that I reached out to them and wanted to know the truth.
Damn, this is the girl.
That is misleading. In May, they sent me a video, unprompted, wanting...
Hi, before you block me on here, I wanted to tell you how sorry I am. Truly, please watch this. I need you to know and see and hear how sorry I am. I know there's nothing I could say to make it better, but I can't not say something. I am so sorry. Interesting.
to apologize for what had happened. When I first saw the message, I did not want to respond right away, but I did say I would like to hear their side because I felt that was right. When I watched the video, I deleted that message, as you can see here. Now, you might have noticed that my second response was never actually shown in either of their...
I understand you feel guilty and wanted to say something, but please, just let me grieve in peace. I'm trying to hold on to whatever pieces of my life I have left, and right now, this is just sends me into a world of hurt. I just want it to stop. Just want it to be left alone. I feel like I finally know the full truth. Okay.
videos, and that is because it says this here. There is no mention of...
Let me tell you something right now, okay? And this is just the reality of the world. With this whole situation with this crazy stalker, this crazy fucking, well, stalker-esque woman, or you got this guy Dan Greene, mega fuckboy, leading on a crazy stalker woman, going back and forth of like, oh, my girlfriend doesn't give me any satisfaction, and I want to be with you. And so like, no, I'm guilty. Total gooner fuckboy behavior. Oh, I think about you when I'm sleeping with her. And then this other girl, if this woman here, the ultimate victim between two pieces of shit, the false accusations from that one, from the sugar baby is worse, but two pieces of shit. If this was my wife, I'm not even kidding you, she would have stabbed me to death. That's not a joke. And to be absolutely honest with you, legally, that's wrong. Morally, I would deserve it. That's just the reality. And if you think that this guy was just fucking around with one psycho crazy bitch, you're out of your fucking mind. He was definitely like serial cheating on her. The fact that she stayed with him, like, God bless her, but she should fucking run. She should run the fuck away.
Of sexual assault. That is because there was absolutely none in the video I received. As a survivor of sexual assault myself, I take that very seriously, and had that been there, I would have had a very, very different response and conversation. In the video Naomi uploaded on Saturday, there are 2 very short snippets from that apology video. I think it would be best to show everyone the full context, so I will play the rest of it in full now.
I did to you what was done to me 10 years ago, and I fucking hate myself for it. I feel sick. It was one of the most painful things I've ever gone through, and I did it to you. The similarities between your situation now and where I was 10 years ago is so fucking similar that it's scary, and yet I still fucking did it, and I haven't stopped crying. I feel absolutely sick to my stomach. I am so sorry. You deserve so much better than that. I did not enjoy it. You did not enjoy it, and it kills me. I just want you to know I'm truly sorry, and you deserve better. I don't expect a reply. I expect I'll be blocked, and I completely understand. But I never got an apology from the woman.
This is so fucking, it's crazy. This is so insane.
That actually fucked my husband, and I don't want to be that.
Oh my God.
I hate myself.
The comment that followed about vile and despicable actions by both parties
I feel like I finally know the truth. You are both vile, despicable human beings. To do this to another person over the years, I'm revolted by the mere sight of you. True.
was not in response to me learning about sexual assault. It was in response to me learning about a consensual affair. They proceeded to end the video by saying they know they will be blocked, that they don't expect a response from me, and that is exactly what I did. But then, 8 days later, I received a message from someone who said they were Naomi's friend and roommate. I just wanted to be left alone.
She wanted the truth. He was still lying. He said she deserved to know everything, okay? He said she deserved to know everything.
What's up with this?
And by golly, did I
Very redacted.
agree.
Just like her, she's also very redacted.
I wanted to include this while also stating that Naomi eventually did include the full message in a follow-up video that shows me being the one to want to apologize to Kayla and come forward and admit to the consensual affair. But also within this second video, again.
Bro, this is like horrific. This is honest to God, absolutely insanely horrific. This whole situation is disgusting from top to bottom. And like, I don't like this guy either. He is also a piece of work. But the fact that he has his future wife here going to bat for him, despite the fact that he cheated on her in such a horrible way, where he was whispering to this other girl sweet nothings about how he thinks of her when he's with her instead, and how he wants to break up with this girl and all these other disgusting things to her. She's a real MVP here. Like, this is a ride or die. Like, it's actually insane how hard she's going to bat for him. And just to be clear, like, the other girl is proposing false accusations, which makes her the bigger problem in this scenario. But both of them are pieces of dog shit. And this woman, God bless her fucking heart, God bless her goddamn soul. Because if it was me, I don't know. If it was my wife, I don't know. Like, I mean, it would be horrific. It would be horrific. Like, the damage that she, in my opinion, is entitled to do to the two of them. It would be messy. That's all I'm gonna say. It would be messy. It would be messy. And not the soccer player. Okay? Like Hannibal Lecter messy. Okay? This is fucking wild. Holy Jesus.
That reads as follows, and it is from them. Don't you dare try and put any of this on me. I never asked you to cheat. Last night I said I wanted to do more because you said that had been your favorite part, and then you played it like you didn't want it. Again, it seems only you're allowed to express any kind of lust. When I finally do it, because you've been doing it, you never like it. And I assume Naomi King took these screenshots quite some time ago, because when I pull up our Instagram, I just see things like this. And in regards to the allegation about me pressuring in the absence of lube, it was Naomi King who on our second day there was repeatedly asking me to go buy lube despite me saying I did not want to have sex. And they went as far as to bring up a nearby sex shop on their phone's map app.
Until we found out it was a sugar baby, and then I had someone, and suddenly another fire lit up under your ass and you wanted me again. I feel terrible for cheating on Kel. You choose me better than anyone I have ever been with.
This is an example of Naomi King twisting the truth to fit their narrative. There were times that both of us felt bad after crossing boundaries we shouldn't have while we were both in relationships. And there was...
Bro, you guys met up to fuck. Shut up. I hate this guy. I really hate this guy.
No pattern to my recollection of it being when Naomi broke up with someone or I did.
I fucking hate this guy. I hate this guy so much. I fucking hate this guy. Oh, I hate him so much. I really fucking hate this guy. He doesn't deserve this other woman. This is insane. This is fucking preposterous. He fucking met up with a girl to have sex with her. And it's just like, listen, man, there's no remorse in his voice. I don't know. I fucking hate this guy. He's a real piece of dog shit.
At all. There were even
Holy
instances of Naomi
fuck
King telling me
you,
things along
dude.
the lines of, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission, in regards to the fact that because I am bisexual and in a hetero relationship with Kayla, she has told me it's okay for me to seek sexual relations with a man, but not a woman. With Naomi King being non-binary, they were referencing that there's a gray space. But it is
Wait, what?
absolutely of Naomi King telling me things along the lines of, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission, in regards to the fact that because I am bisexual and in a hetero relationship with Kayla, she has told me it's okay for me to seek sexual relations with a man, but not a woman. With Naomi King being non-binary, they were referencing that there's a gray space. But it is
Oh, okay. I see what he's saying. The other girls like, I really want to have sex with you. I'm a they, them. I'm not a guy. I mean, maybe I'm a guy. You're not. Like, listen, I can appreciate and respect non-binary and identification of non-binary. That's cool. That's the way that you feel. But the reality is that this Naomi person expresses themselves as a woman to society. They are, for all intents and purposes, like a woman. And it's chill that their internal identification is something different and it makes them feel a certain way. And that's totally awesome. And I'm not like knocking on that. But the way that you are presenting, you are a woman. Okay. And I wouldn't be sitting here saying it unless it was relevant. So this whole like they, them thing is ridiculous. Okay. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, she's the one getting spiritual tattoos. Okay, I don't think that her non-binary identification even really means anything to her. I don't even think it means anything to her. I think she just does it as like an attention-seeking thing because that's like her whole identity is attention-seeking.
It is absolutely my fault that those lines were crossed at all, and I take full accountability for that. And this is something that Kayla and I have had to work on for years.
Weeks after that happened, I made my video, conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I did not think he was keeping tabs on me. And in case you're wondering,
Should
if
I
there
would?
had been
How crazy you are.
any allegations against Daniel, there was. He told me about it. That's the only reason I know about it.
Crazy.
He told me it was false, and that there's no way it could be true because he wasn't there at the time.
Okay.
Turns out he told Discord something different. He told Discord he was there, but he was only there to visit his father.
I fully admit, at the time, I had no idea who was making those allegations, and I had an instinctual response to just say no, absolutely could not be anybody.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
I only visited my dad for a few weeks that summer in Nashville before going off to study abroad in Ireland. I had been on a couple of Tinder dates while I was visiting my dad, but obviously none of those dates aligned with what was being alleged in these posts at all. But I did not know for sure who this person was until I worked with my lawyer when I sent off my cease and desist, and they were able to find out it was Madison, a person whose full name I will not say here because after I sent my cease and desist, they did delete their posts. At that point, I filed a police report against Madison as well. One of the reasons I didn't suspect Madison was the one to make these accusations was one, it did not align.
Damn, he's really God. I mean, listen, this is the right way to go. He's like, this is a lie. I'm going to file a police report. Okay.
With our encounter in Nashville at all. And in addition to that, after I got back from studying abroad in Ireland, Madison came to visit me in Virginia on their way to Florida, driving several hours out of their way to spend a weekend with me. And I have an eyewitness testimony from my college roommate who can talk about meeting Madison that weekend. All I asked Mark to do was say what they knew for sure about that weekend when Madison visited.
Hi, my name's Mark. I was Daniel's roommate, one of Daniel's roommates, our senior year of college, so that would be fall 2016 through spring 2017.
This guy's gay. Probably him and Daniel Greene probably fucked. Or unless this is a non-binary person, maybe it's a girl. I don't know.
We lived in a house together in Fredericksburg. At one point, Maddie came to visit Daniel. I didn't have eyes on the correspondence between them before her arrival or after her departure. She was very cordial the entire time she was in the house. Daniel introduced her to us. They spent a bit of time together in his room behind closed doors. I didn't see what was going on back there, but I did see her walk throughout the house a couple of times. She didn't communicate to me that she was there against her will or any intent to leave or desire to leave or anything like that. So yeah.
Now, on a final note regarding Madison, they have had a pattern of appearing when I specifically either hit
I mean, they could potentially still have been assaulted. This whole thing is sketchy as fuck.
milestones on the channel or release a book. When I first heard about someone making accusations about me is when I hit 100,000 subscribers. They then followed up with another post when I released my book, Breach of Peace. And with what the last video was here on the channel, I can't help but feel like it's still a thing.
We got back to the hotel. I went to the pool. He stayed in the hotel room for hours.
This was another lie from Naomi. I wasn't sure if I should take the time to disprove here in the video, but I think it's important to display a pattern of dishonest behavior from Naomi. We went out on excursions the entire time we were in Las Vegas, including going to a otherworld universe grocery store experience art house.
Imagine including your future wife in a video where you talk in detail about how you cheated on her. This is just fucking crazy.
That is available in Las Vegas. Here's
I understand he has to do this, but it's just like the whole video is disgusting.
Making purchases at the gift shop there for Naomi and myself. On that first full day, though, I also spent many hours with Naomi by the pool, giving my thoughts on a short story they'd given me about a polyamorous rock band. And then I want to finally end this section of the video by giving context to the clip you saw at the beginning, which was from the personal individual one Naomi King sent me after I blocked them on several platforms.
I wish I could take it all back. I wish I could take it all fucking back. It was not worth losing what we had. It was not worth putting Kayla through all this fucking torture. It wasn't even slightly worth it. I wish I'd said no. I wish you'd never gone to Vegas. I feel so fucking guilty because of what I did. Because of what I did to Kayla.
I fully believe both Naomi King and I, by the end of the weekend, regretted our actions. But even in the message that Naomi King redacted and showed you on screen, I was the one who demanded we confess, who came to Kayla and told the truth. Naomi,
Wow,
we both
you're such a good guy.
had regrets that weekend, and we both felt terrible when we were leaving. But I'm not accusing you of assaulting me. And admittedly, I am only showing clips from these full videos to demonstrate how Naomi King has decided, after time has gone on, to greater distort the truth, to make me look worse about a situation we both regretted at the time. And then you can see all of this come to a head in the video that made me contact legal counsel, and you will see why when Naomi King gave these thoughts.
I'm just going to use men and women as an example. You can swap the genders and not all men, but I'm just going to, for example. There's a lot of men, not all, that will date and say things that basically make the person they're dating feel as though, okay, they are looking for long term, this is something that they're going for. Eventually they reach a point where they're like, okay, yep, I will sleep with this person. That person, woman in the situation, she is consenting to an intimate experience with someone that she has trusted and is getting to know.
We already talked about this, so I don't feel the need to like give more commentary on it.
And wants to be with her in the long term and has essentially made her feel that way emotionally. And then a lot of times they'll fuck and then the guy will be like, all right, peace. That's assault. You know? And then, you know, if the woman is like, well, okay, fuck, now I feel completely used, I feel completely violated, especially when it comes to the things of, you know, you thought you were gonna have some kind of sex and then he did something that you didn't fucking want, but then the police are like, but you consented to it, now you're just regretting it afterwards. What do you think?
In this 2023 video, Naomi King also accuses me of trying to use them as a therapist for 3 years in an attempt to get them in bed. I was not the one wanting to buy lube and escalate things. I want to iterate that again here and prove Naomi King was the one pressuring me to go further. Then in the same video, they apply this to Madison, who I only knew for a summer, meeting on a few dates in 2016, and only saw one final time after getting back from studying abroad in Ireland and not being in contact with him that I can recall much at, if all, while there. This narrative about me being some emotional manipulator is just outright false, and I can say just did not happen. In our relationship, I did talk to Naomi about a lot of personal things, but I certainly told them many things about myself that Madison never knew, and Madison and I only saw each other a few times and did not text that much in between. It has also been brought to my attention that Naomi King in their second video posted Saturday also admitted to writing 3 songs about me before our trip to Las Vegas that include lyrics like, you're all I want because I can't have you, you're all I want because you found someone new, you're all I want, now I've got no one, and you can't blame me if I feel to some extent it's not cheating if we never change the way we've been. Baby, if I come in...
Yeah, we read that.
Take your hand, there's a part of me that doesn't care if she's your girlfriend. Before finally, maybe I'm being mean, I guess I am, but you love it, don't you? We both have that darkness, and if you think about it, you're her man, only because I didn't say yes back then. All that did happen that weekend was a consensual affair that I do believe both Naomi King and I feel horrible about. And I have 2 final things I want to say here, and one of them's in response to my last video. In my last video, I certainly came across lawyered up, and yes, I absolutely am. If someone comes after you, your loved one's career, and tries to destroy your life, hire a lawyer. It is not an admittance of guilt, and even in the world in general, if the police ask you to come in for questioning, even if you are innocent and have no idea what they are talking about, bring a lawyer. They are not on your side. Others will not be on your side, and you have a right to legal representation so you don't make dumb mistakes. And I want to say I understand why creators were quick to make videos backing Naomi King after seeing their video. Their video was heartbreaking and full of lies.
Not really. It was pretty obvious that she was lying right off the bat. Like, you could tell she was a fucking liar from her first video. So
I just ask that if you could, please update your audience on the full facts now. I understand I'm not going to win over everybody, and there are still going to be people who want to send hate my way because I did have an affair, and it's the worst thing I've ever done, and Kayla and I are still trying to move on from it. But the one person who's been receiving hate that has absolutely done nothing wrong in this entire situation is Kayla. For 2 years, Kayla and I have been trying to grow, heal, and move on. And this has made it a lot harder.
Kayla, if you need some money to run away from this guy, let me know. Because holy fuck, this guy's a piece of dog shit.
I'm going to keep this very short. Yes, 2 years ago, Daniel had an affair while we were dating. But let me be clear, I love Daniel. And he has put in hard work and years of therapy and has proven to me that he's the person that I want to spend my life with. Yes, he's imperfect, but he's also my best friend, my business partner, the love of my life, and he's earned back my trust. It's the reason why I agreed to marry him when he proposed to me in September. And I've been there for him through all this, just as he's been there for me. But please try to remember that I am also a person. I have seen the videos and the comments dissecting and placing judgment on my choice to stay with Daniel. I've lost friends over this, some who are unwilling or unable to stay in my life. And reliving this under a microscope, under the public eye, has been humiliating, traumatizing, and incredibly isolating. So all I ask for right now is just kindness and support.
In addition to that, many people I know for sure have been sending Naomi King's video to authors I've interviewed or sponsors that I've had, and the damage of that is going to take a long time to recover from. I don't know when it'll become okay to post regular content on the channel again here moving forward, but thank you for watching. More soon.
All right. Well, you know, I guess I respect her decision, but couldn't be me, girl. Listen, I got to be honest with you. I just finished editing out everything. The whole shebang. I did a video. You know, there was already a first part. Then we covered the next part another stream day. So I had to add that together, change the intro, cut out some stuff because one of her videos got taken down for bad stuff. You know, and then I'm just looking in the Discord to grab the sources to put into the description. Oh my god, there's another one. There's another video. So I'm just doing it offline, and we'll just throw it on the end of it. All right, another allegation against Daniel Greene. She's really not helping herself. I really dislike this woman. You just take your L and move on, but we can't do that.
Hey guys, a couple days after I posted the cease and desist video,
FYI, the woman I spoke to through the Tumblr allegation was not called Madison. That means that there are 4 women who have stories about each. Okay.
Was contacted by somebody who claims that they...
You lied. You lied. You said that he assaulted you violently. He forced himself upon you. And you showed that that was not true just based on, you know, your own screenshots. Why are you doing this?
They also had similar experiences with Daniel Greene.
The following is an allegation. Okay, why are you still doing this? This is insane. Okay.
Again, this is just an allegation. I'm not saying that it is true. She wants to remain completely anonymous by name and face.
Why would I not Why wouldn't I just think you were making up another, like a fake allegation again? Oh yeah, there's this person and they don't want to be, they're anonymous. Is it you? Are you the person that's supposedly anonymous, or?
However, she is okay with me sharing her voice.
Wow. I'm sure she's real.
Again, this is just an allegation. I am not saying that it's true, but somebody reached out.
You are heavily insinuating, and very clearly, optically, you want people to think that he's a gross guy.
And she wanted
Which she's a piece of shit, but.
to share her story. So I will be putting...
But you are lying about allegations, so.
Some audio from our chat in here, and I've dictated all this stuff onto the screen if you wanted to, hear somebody else's experience with him in the past.
Be an alleged experience? You're gonna...
We went to UMW college together. We were both in the same year. This was 2013, and we both graduated 2017. We started hooking up, and we were kind of in the same, like, friends group, friends with benefits thing, like adjacent circles. This was sophomore year. So it was early fall when we started hooking up. So yeah, when the first time we were just in my dorm room, we'd never talked about sex or hooking up or anything before. And yeah, he just grabbed me and like you were saying in your video, he did the same thing, like the very aggressive tongue action in my mouth.
Yep.
So I remember at the time I was like really surprised by it, but I was like, okay, like I did want to have sex, so fine, whatever, but it was surprising.
Jesus Christ. I'm burnt out. Okay, so let's just talk about this. This is not sexual assault. Here's the reality of the world. I think that we're in a spot where you should ask for explicit consent. Hey, I would like to do this thing. Cool. But the reality is that there is still a level of implied consent, right? If you two just went on a date, you got back and you're hanging out in the room and maybe you got your arm over the person or maybe you touched their leg and they're kind of chill with it and then things will lead one after another. It's not always verbal. Most of the time it's not. And that can lead to people misinterpreting signs, right? Which is why explicit consent is good. She's like, oh yeah, I did want to have sex. So you guys are probably in a situation, most logically, where you're both hanging out, you're both together. He makes the first move and you liked it. Okay, so far this is nothing. Oh, the really aggressive tongue out. Shut up. This is ridiculous.
When we had sex, he choked me and bit me really hard without my permission, which I wasn't okay with.
Okay, you should express that. Hey, that was uncomfortable. I didn't like that. That's wrong. Do you think that there was maliciousness behind it?
Yeah.
After the sex ended, he asked me, he's like, is there anything that you want different for next time? Like,
oh my God. Okay, so he did something. He went over a boundary because you guys didn't explicitly create that boundary. Understandable. That's upsetting. I get it. And then after, he's like, hey, is there something that like we could change that'll make you more comfortable? Cool. So he's seems to be pretty considerate.
Like, was there anything that you weren't okay with? It was like this whole thing, like, I really prioritize communication and we need to like be on the same page. And I was like, wow, like actually, thank you so much for asking. The choking and biting, I wasn't okay with. And the next time we had sex, he choked me and bit me again.
Of course.
Yeah. And so,
of course. Yeah. He's a violent rapist. Okay. If that is true, that's not good. Okay. This is so fucking stupid.
I was 19. So in the moment I was like, okay, fine. Like, this isn't worth bringing up again. Like, it's going to be ignored.
Then just don't sleep with him anymore. Obviously, he's not a overpowering threat to you. If this is true, like, yeah, that's shitty. Okay.
There was one time where I was hungover. I think in general, he just, anytime someone told him no, it was always, oh, well, like, it was like
a challenge.
Yeah. I was like, I have a hangover. I'm not really feeling up to it. He'd wheedle like, oh, I'd be so good. I can be so good with a hangover, blah, 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 blah. There was one time in the winter that I was out.
Where's the assault allegation?
He was, I believe, living in Silver Spring, Maryland. This would have been winter 2014 or maybe early 2015. And I was at Ultra Bar in DC. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's like one of the few clubs where you can get into under 21. My ride like ditched me, the person that I was with, and I called him and I asked him if he could pick me up, and he did, which I did appreciate. But then when he was driving me back to my house, he pressured me into giving him roadhead to wake him up on the drive.
I don't care. What does that mean, pressured you? He asked you for some fucking roadhead. I don't care. This is a big nothing. This is such a big nothing. Pressured you? What does pressured you mean? What is pressure? Like, just if he's so gross, stop interacting with. Like, here's the reality: there are situations where people like legitimately feel like they can't put up boundaries. Most of the time, you can. If this guy is consistently, you don't feel threatened by him very clearly. You even admitted that he created a comfortable space for you to say, I don't like something. Stop interacting with him. I don't know what else to tell you. You're not somebody that's getting like raped by this guy. Like, it's not good. If I believe what you're saying, pressured you into roadhead. Hey, come on, suck my dick. It's like, whatever. Okay. It's like, what does that mean? This is not sexual assault.
I was in a relationship. I didn't really feel good about it, but I didn't really feel like I could say no because I was like, you are going out of your way for me.
You were in a relationship, but you called this guy to pick you up? Fuck out of here. Somebody that you were hooking up with. Sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody that you were hooking up with in the past, you called them to pick you up. You knew this was going to happen. I'm enough is enough. Enough is enough. You knew this is what this, like, you knew that there was, you don't hang out with an ex person if you're in a relationship. Okay. I didn't feel like I could say no. Yes, you did. You just didn't want to bother. You didn't care. You sucked his dick. That's why you called him and you're like, yeah, I'm going to suck his dick or something. I don't care.
Yeah, well.
He pulled over to the side of the road and he got like a really intense expression on his face and asked if I was on birth control. And I was like, no, like I'm not. And I think otherwise he would have come inside of me. But as it was, he just jerked off onto me.
Okay, cool.
Definitely, I was
So
like
dumb.
watching your video and I was talking to my friend too. And because my friend, she's like, I told her about some of this stuff before and she's like, yeah, like it seems like there's a lot of patterns happening here.
Patterns of what? Hanging out with girls and having sex with them? What patterns?
Let's see, I broke up with that boyfriend, short relationship, but I was like, I don't want to have sex with anyone. He kept pressuring for sex. There was one point, he was just really pressuring, and I was like, okay, fine. Like, as an alternative, I let him spank me and use a vibrator on me, and he used it so hard I bled.
I don't understand what this means. So you were fucking him, then you stopped engaging with him, you talked to another guy, you sucked this guy's dick while you're with another boyfriend, you break up with the boyfriend and you're still hanging out with him and having sex with it. Like, do you think that like I'm a child? He's pressuring me and I was like, okay, I guess. Why did you even hang out with him? If you didn't want to have sex with him, why were you hanging out with an ex? I don't understand. Oh, you just kept pressuring me. Like, are you a stupid fucking idiot baby that can't be like, oh, I don't want to hang out with this guy? Did you have a gun to your head? Like, we're not talking about a sexual assault here. We're talking about a girl who keeps hanging out with a dude who wants to fuck her. And then be like, well, I didn't really want to do this, but it's like, you knew it was going to happen. You knew he was going to try to have sex with you. And then you had sex with him. And then you hung out with him over and over again. And you kept having sex with him. I'm sorry he fucked you with a vibrator too hard. I guess I've been there before. Like, that sucks. Okay. He seems like he likes more aggressive sex. You seem to have known that because you've been with him multiple times. And you keep going back, which means you probably enjoy it too.
What the fuck?
Which has never happened before or since. It was not a big vibrator.
Oh my god.
But that was unpleasant.
Sure.
Holy
and
shit.
Yeah, sometimes I make I'm not even going to get into it. Okay, I'm sure it wasn't on purpose.
When I got into another relationship, this is towards the end of sophomore year, he was pressuring me to make out with my female friend. And like, I feel like, this, like he kept pressuring me to make out with my female friend. And I was like, I'm in a relationship. I'm not going to do it. Not this time.
Why are you hanging out with him then?
And when I kept saying no, he eventually was like, pointed to me and was like, that's what I love so much about her. Like, she's so loyal. Like, I respect this so much about her.
Oh, okay.
As if he hadn't been, spending the last 5 minutes trying to peer pressure me into cheating on my boyfriend.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, which you consistently do every time you hang out with him. So, okay.
So, it's like an unattainability thing. Like,
So nothing in this is sexual assault. Great.
as soon as you pull back more, it's, I need this, I have to get it. Also, for me, he would not shut up about the time that he worked in a women's shelter for a summer. Like, I don't know if he still was mentioning that, but it was like every single time. Even my friends were like, good God, this guy, like, we get it, he worked in a women's shelter. He was like, oh, these poor women, I just felt for their experiences, and yada, yada, yada. It was terrible. He told me once, too, because, he has this whole, like, oh, like, I'm really woke, and I care, and I'm progressive, and I'm an ally. And he told me once, he's like, I don't date black girls. Like, black girls aren't my type. Just straight up said that. Like,
Who cares? What is that? I mean, he's probably an annoying left-leaning person, but like, who gives a fuck if he doesn't like dating black girls? As long as he says it respectfully. Oh, I'm not really attracted to black girls. Okay, who gives a fuck?
okay. You didn't have to say that. Like, that's an inside thought to have. I don't know.
Ugh. He first lived to my...
Well, I doubt it's an inside thought. You guys were probably both talking. And you probably don't date black guys. There's a reason why he felt comfortable enough to say that to you. And you hang out with him constantly, and you cheat on your boyfriend with him. So
DMs over Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah, no, that checks out, honestly.
what I find so funny is that like she sat here and she fucking did the transcription of this entire thing, and she edited the transcription.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter, just, not unless, they're black women that seem interested in him.
Black Lives Matter is not about black people wanting to date white people, but okay.
The Ultra Bar one is maybe the most specific, but I'm sure he's pressured plenty of women into Roadhead, too, so,
For the Roadhead, does that mean, like, he got you to do it while he was driving, or he just stopped at the side of the road and made you do it?
No, while he was driving, and then he wanted to finish, so he stopped at the side of the road, which is like, I don't do that crap. It's deeply unsafe.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
You did it though, and then you kept hanging out with him. What are you talking about?
It's one of those things where at the time you're like, oh, geez, well, he really did go out of his way to pick me up, and I don't have a lot of options, and oh boy, I guess I can.
You could just say no. It's very clear by the way you're talking about this that there wasn't a single point where you felt unsafe around him.
So, I feel like with him it was always super Like, even back then, you kind of got the sense that it was really, like, practiced. Like, the stuff that he'd talk about, be good at talking the talk with, like, kink and communication. And like, I'm in the kink scene now, and it's...
Of course you are. It seems like you're probably into the more aggressive sex and you're lying about things. Okay.
This guy would never...
If you resonate with this girl, this Naomi girl, and you watched her videos and you're like, oh my God, this seems like my experience. Let me talk. You're probably a fucking moron idiot.
I can't even imagine him being let into any of the clubs that I go to. Like, he'd be kicked out in a heartbeat.
Literally.
It's wild.
Crazy.
And I told my friend, like, years back, I was like, there's going to be some allegations against him eventually. I was like, I know it's going to happen. I guess there's been more than one. If you're not crazy, it wasn't just you, like, imagining things.
I really, really appreciate you reaching out. Like,
Naomi, this Naomi girl literally just said that she wasn't raped. And that she never said that she was. And now she's basically, this is an insinuation that she was again? Like, what?
That is something else I forgot to say. He absolutely had sex at his dad's house before. He would tell me about some of the times that he had sex at his dad's house. So I don't know if that changes anything. But, like, oh, I was only there to visit my dad, so I wouldn't be having sex. Like, bullshit. He told me about the stuff that he did at his dad's place. I don't know if that's changes anything at all, but, you know.
It doesn't. I don't care.
There you go.
yeah.
I said, honestly, I'd seriously been waiting for years for something to come out, and it is weirdly incredibly vindicating, so.
Jesus Christ, I hope this is over.